by the skin of my teeth, our teeth today. We are here for double drop down. My God, it was to the second, literally.
Doing the Roby dance in the background. I want everyone to make sure that that's like a TikTok dance of some kind, a terrible TikTok dance.
Put that one in the clips. I think clips stay there forever. Hey, Mike Azul. We see you in the chat putting some dance and Roby. What is going on? I got to give credits and cheers to Mike Azul today because
cheers.
We had an event at work, and it wasn't even at work. It was I should have drank on that. Let me drink that for that.
Cheers and not drinking is blasphemous.
And so it was at this really cool place that was this like theater that had all these like interesting art forms. It's like Meow Wolf of a theater that's in Fort Collins. But why it's so good is that Mike Azul brought a bunch of his like fun board game stuff.
Oh, nice.
And it was more like tabletop games, so everyone could have a good time, not ones that took like a lot of extra like thought to it.
No, let me explain 70 pages of instruction manual to you. No, I knew Mike Azul would do better.
Oh my God.
Better than that.
Props to you. If no one said thank you for that, then screw them, because that was amazing, and I think you made the night. What is the name of the game? You got to put it into the chat. Like,
I was going to say, what was your favorite one, or what?
So I played this one, and I'm going to totally buy it now. We saw pictures of it, but I want it.
Is it the big circular thing?
Yes, it is.
Dude,
Crokinole. Have you played this?
No, I haven't, but I fell down a little rabbit hole when I saw it on the Discord of like all of these things, and I was like, what the hell is that thing? It does look fun. It's like big though, right? I mean, it feels like
but it's so fun. Like, I saw it, I was like, it looks cool. And I just
had it skill based, like very skill based thing.
Skill with flicking things and like hitting things, but it's not like so unapproachable. And I feel like we should watch like
because if you haven't heard of this, and then which I hadn't.
So what we'll do is I'll cue a video of some Crokinole, and I keep thinking the a national sport in Canada.
No, that's got to be.
It's like it like curling.
Curling, yeah.
But it is literally like curling. That it is like curling on a board. So we're gonna look at a thing with that.
Yeah, how do you pronounce it?
Crokinole.
Crokinole.
I kept thinking like that weird drug crocodile that people shoot up. Have you heard of that?
No, I
have
what?
Not heard it's like that. The cheap thing that you go into necrosis and your body limbs fall off. It's a terrible thing, and that's what keeps in my head. Crocodile.
Yikes.
But Crokinole. Crokinole. Give me some of that Crokinole. Wait, Crokinole. Crokinole. I think that's it, right? Yeah. All right, so here's the agenda for the show. We don't have an agenda!
3 hours of Crokinole.
No. Okay, we didn't have a lot. We did prepare some things. Ryan more so.
We worked on some stuff.
But we didn't have a formal agenda we were going to hit tonight. We were going to do a true hangout. Yeah. And I think with the hangout, we wanted to play some games tonight. So get your damn phones out, because we're going to play some Jackbox games. A couple of them tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about maybe some things. I want to talk about Dead Space.
Yeah.
A few of you watched my Dead Space run. I completed the game. I'll give you some hot takes. Totally. We might even just go into it for a minute if you're cool with me showing you just a few things.
Yeah. I mean, I saw like spaces of it throughout. Yeah. But it would be good. Yeah.
And then, I mean, we have some updates to the game, which I think we should play with some of that a little bit.
Yep.
But we really want to play some Game Boy games and do a little bit more work. I wore my Game Boy shirt. I had this swap out to that real quick to make that. Made some fast new fashions.
That's right. Remind me again what makes it a new fashion?
That's Heather's term for this, because a normal old fashioned has a couple different pieces, like an orange in it and some of these other like sugar and whatnot, but I make it my own way, and I put a little bit of like a lemon juice in it, and then the way that I put the all the cherry and stuff makes it a new fashion.
I feel like just taking out the orange rind is you're like it was a mouthfeel, it was a choice, and I'm like, no, it's just you being lazy and not wanting to 100%. Like peel oranges.
No, 100%. It was I bought a bunch of oranges, and when it
when those ran out,
and then I was like, what do I got in my fridge? And I was making it without, and Heather's like, well, how can you like make this a little bit better, or like put some citrus in it? It needs some of that. And that's what
You're
we
like
did.
maple syrup a little bit, a little Worcestershire sauce.
Heck yeah. So, hey, who's in the chat with us today? Let us know. Sound off. We want to
Totally.
hear if there's some things you want to talk about.
Yeah, today's the best day for it. Give
For
us
sure.
some topics.
And I was going to say, like, that's got to be some stuff that we get into. There has been some things that have happened in AI lately that I would want to talk about.
And if you want to go through the Discord, that would be cool. Like, I think there was some stuff little bit of things. Okay, we got to show this.
We're got to do Cronkinol, the Canadian sport. So, okay, I can't vouch for this guy's video. Wait, say watch the Olympics with YouTube. Okay, that was just an ad. Never mind. Whoops. All right, Cronkinol.
Just mute it and then play
it's gonna be muted here. But what I got to do is I got to swap it to the.
Because it feels so. I guess will have to correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like, I mean, you're not breaking this down at all. Like, you're finding a home that this thing lives in, you know, when you're not playing it. That's like the size of a table. So it better be pretty damn fun.
But you can take it and you like set it like that's set on two kind of chairs or something.
Yeah, and I guess you could lay it upwards like
so.
this.
So I'm gonna try to tell the rules based off. So I learned this today, and this is from Mike Azul. So so what you're seeing here is there's these quadrants. I guess you could say. Is that what we would say? Like, so there's these 4 things. Hang them on the wall.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, one of mine has a clock insert to turn. Oh my god, that is amazing.
Nice.
Hey, welcome back. Getting some internet is good. So what was interesting is, at first I've seen this a couple times. I'm like, it looks really interesting, and like there's going to be something fun. It like looks fun. What I like about it is that it does have a skill-based element to it.
Okay.
So it can be up to 4 players, which help me understand this. Is it 2 against 2 or is it all against all, Mike? You're gonna have to help. I'm sure there's some versions of it, but see how there's different colors. There's yellow and the white ones in this particular version. Now what you do is so there's a quadrant, and then you have to line your puck on this edge, or what would he call it, a biscuit. To 2v2 1v. So it must be that you basically just use these types. So if there's, let's just do a 1v1 game. So let's say in this version, see where these yellows are, and this is this person's little quadrant, and this is the white's quadrant. So let's just pretend that's what it is.
Okay.
And they're going to show you in the video in a second, but I'm just going to give you a quick rule is that you have to like line it up somewhere on this back line.
Okay.
And the whole purpose is you got to try to flick it, and you have to land in this middle.
You're trying to keep it in the middle.
Keep it in the middle, and if you land in the middle, that's great. You just get 20 points, and you get to go keep that little puck, and you put it off the side. You got your 20 points.
Okay.
But so once this person shoots it, the person on the other side, they have to put it on this line over here, and they have to hit it, but they have to hit this yellow puck.
So you leave it. So no matter where you flick it, you leave it on the board?
You leave it. No, so if it doesn't make it in the center, it's a dead puck, and you pull it out, and it's considered dead.
Okay.
So you have to make it in the center, and if you don't do that, you're done. But then the next player has to flick theirs and hit the opponent's puck.
And get it out of there?
So either if you knock it out, then it's okay because that will stay on the board, the other opponent's puck. But the whole idea is that you have to hit theirs.
Okay.
You have to like at least do that, and then it can bounce wherever, but you have to try to keep it in that center.
And you want to? What if it falls? What if it goes in the hole?
So it gets in the hole. You take that puck, you put it off the side. It's like a bonus. You get that for 20 points. It's worth 20 points.
Cool.
So I'm gonna let the video play, and let's see if it gives you some of the stuff. So you see that person flicked it. They're saying like, hey, you get in the hole. You get to pick it out, and you go and you keep it for 20 points. And then he's explaining the points.
Oh, so you can get different points by landing it in different spots of the board?
I suspect he's saying that's 5 points in the outer ring. It's 10 points in that next ring in, and then 15 in the middle for 15 points. So he's like, just like we were describing. Hopefully I'm getting this right, Mike, as well. I learned this game. It's really exciting. And you flick it, and he's like, all right, you got it.
What is like a flick? Do they define what a flick is? Like, it's not a slide. Like, I'm not like...
like how to do it?
Yeah, like, is there accepted ways of doing it? Is it like tiddlywinks?
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, so you keep it on that other side to say it's out of play.
What do those tiles feel like? Like, are they heavy?
They're just pieces of wood.
Wood.
But here's the other thing. There's one rule that I learned is it's called the one cheek rule. You have to have at least one of your butt cheeks sitting the entire time. That you can't stand up and get all like crazy and roll. I mean, I guess you could like get down and flick it.
Sure. And those little pegs in the middle, that's just to like throw you off a little.
Yeah, so if you hit it, it bounces out. You're like, ah. And so if you accidentally hit your own peg or your own little biscuit, both of those get out of play. And so it's fairly simple in the rules once you get to it. But imagine all those pucks land on the table. What you then do is you add up either score on either side, and then whatever the delta is, or let's say you got 10 points and I got 5 points. You get 5 points because we just take off the difference of what we got.
Sure.
And what he was saying is if you make it in that center part, you keep it off to the side and you get 20 points. That's a 20-point chip, and because you did this cool skill thing of landing it right in the middle of it, and you're good to go.
How hard is it to land it in the middle? Like, what is? I mean, it doesn't look that far away.
It's not that bad, but that's I think the skill of it is like how well can you do it. What makes it nice is that
So is it more like strategy where you're strategizing what you're hitting and doing it, or is it that like, oh, it's hard, but. So the dexterity to get it into the thing is what's important.
Yeah, I think it's that, and I mean, there's probably some skill. So
yeah, watch it and driving. That's what they tell you to do.
Dedicated fan.
That's the double drop down thing. Well, hey, why not watch us while you're driving?
It's our new slogan.
Wait, Mint Mobile doesn't.
How did that even turn in there?
It just. It's like halfway through.
Why did Deadpool get in there? Oh my god, that's great. Yeah, the key is knocking out multiple opponents' disc and trying to get in the hole at the same time.
Okay.
That seems like I'm not gonna even make a comment on that. All right, close that out. You get to see my AGT thing. Listening mostly, yes, and texting. You should be not texting right now. Unless you're at a light, I suppose, it would make it all good. All right. Anyways, I am a fan of it. I think what took me over the edge was just that I'd seen it. I was super interested. I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And then I got to actually play it. And the thing that I liked the most about it was this, like, the skill part. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Is that I love board games and other kind of like thinking games, but there was something about that one that you and I could sit there, or 4 people could sit there, could have a couple drinks and flick it around and be able to do a little bit of that work. It was fun.
I was thinking, it reminds me a little bit of, have you seen those bar games where it's like one really long alley sort of, and you have the discs and and there's sort of like sand on the table or something to make the discs slide nicely, and you're supposed to like be hitting them off each other and landing it in certain spots, sort of like shuffleboard.
Hell yeah.
In that way.
I think what we should do is I should buy one of those boards and we should play it on the show.
Hey,
that would be hella fun.
Like the above, like the head down. Yeah, exactly. Just like shuffleboard.
Heck
Just
yeah.
like shuffleboard. Yeah, I could see that. Like that camera that goes down on top of it would capture that.
It'd be amazing.
I'm into it.
Vendetta Red 311. Hey, what's up?
311. It's like Vendetta Red 311.
Yeah, like the band, right? 311. I would say so. So that may age you a little if that truly is 311, the band. I would suspect.
Have you heard about the 311 cruise that happens every year, and it goes out on March 11th? Right?
Oh, really?
And it's and it goes, and 311 plays on the cruise, and everyone
Every
who's
year?
everyone who's super into 311 shows up, and sometimes they have extra little bands that go with them and that sort of genre, and they go on a big cruise, and then they come back, and like that's the thing, and it's like some of the same people every year. And so they 311 did that because it was like March 11th, right? And
yeah.
I don't know. They just found out the cruise thing. But apparently that happens to a ton of stuff. I had no idea that cruises, like specialty cruises. So there'll be like wrestling cruises where like wrestling stars are on the cruise boat hanging out with you, and 2 nights out of the week they do a big wrestling match show, like instead of like
on the thing.
Yeah, like on the stage of of the whatever, right? And so then people who are super into wrestling go and hang out on the. So then like everybody there, you know something about all of them, right? Yeah, you're super into 311, obviously, because you're on this thing. So we already have something to talk about.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's cool.
I like
I
it.
had no idea.
So is it 311?
Like,
Vendetta
or that
Red.
was-
We need to know. Is this the band 311, or do you just have some like affinity for
a
the
reference.
311? Because I mean, wasn't there a? I feel like that I have music videos, MTV videos of 311 doing some stuff in there, like dancing with his shirt off, and 311's going on. Is that the one?
See, there you go.
Ah.
Nobody puts 311 in there without like,
Yeah.
it's not some kind of like 811 situation.
Oh my God.
Not emergency.
Man, and somebody just recently, like Blink 182 came in. And they've been doing their tour. A bunch of people went
Ska's
to
back.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
I keep saying it. You know, punk rock or punk pop.
Do you know what else is back?
What is back?
Jankos.
Really?
Jankos are back. Like
Damn.
I've been seeing them start coming out with the big old embroidered stuff on it. It is a
So I have
That's
a pair of Jinkos, and I think my parents still might have it, but it had like this dragon embroidered on the side of it, and they were Jinkos and they were big, and my parents had got it at like a you know, they used to own like a store that sold baby furniture and
Sure.
stuff, so they would go to these like convention things in Vegas or whatever, where there was a bunch of stuff selling to, you know, like people who own children's stores,
Sure.
and some of that was teenage stores. So there was like a Jinko store, and my mom would get like, because I was like a perfect 32-32, which is like exactly what the mannequin wears. And so she would go at the end of the thing and be like, let me buy those jeans off of you for, you know, the whatever price.
Sure.
And so she would get these. So I had a pair that was like these giant embroidered, and they never came out for real. Like, but I had them
You
as a thing.
oh my God.
And I was like, oh man, I should have saved those. That would have been like, that probably would have been like worth a bunch.
There was this kid he was a barista, and I was like, are those Jankos?
Like legit
And
Jinkos?
he was like, yeah, they just got these new things. And I was like, I have a pair of Jankos, and I think I have a pair of Jankos in this house. Would you give me 30 seconds to see
Yeah.
if I could find a pair of Jankos in this
Yeah,
house?
totally. And wear them in.
Oh my God, I don't know if I can wear it in. All right, you got a vamp.
Okay, I got
Talk
a
about
vamp.
Jankos.
Talk
I'm
about
gonna see if I
something
can
about
find them.
Jinkos. So, for people who don't know what we were talking about, like in the late 90s, there was a fashion trend of wearing like sort of a skater, yeah, you know, alternative music, like sort of style thing, which were really, really baggy jeans. And that was a style, you know, like bell bottoms were a style and tight pants are a style. And this was a style that was out, you know, not as many people wore them, but I always wore them and I thought they were cool at the time. And man, I had like like the bottoms of the legs would be like this big. Like I remember I had a pair and we went to the movie theater and I could literally put 2-liter bottles into the back pockets and sneak them into the thing. It's like, it was like less than 30 seconds. That's how much of a pack rat Adam is, and two, but also like an organized pack rat.
Hell yeah! All right.
Okay.
I feel like there's a reveal here. Finish your story.
Oh, okay. You can't put them on?
I can, but I want to
Really?
show how ridiculous they are before I put them on. So,
But
okay,
my mom
finish.
said she did not save the Jinko jeans.
All right, ready for this? Because we're gonna go to a different camera angle. Maybe you can continue explaining what this looks like, because if I go to here,
And I remember, like, what was cool about them is they had a lot of embroidered stuff on them, and they were like characters. You know, this was the age of the
so does these
like,
have a character on it?
you know, graphic tee. Oh man, see, like those are big. Like that's a pretty decent size.
That is the the bottom side of that.
Man, those are good. Those are good, man. God, you should definitely
Should I
be
put
wearing
these on?
those.
Oh my
You
God.
look at those
All
pockets.
right, I'm putting them on.
Yeah, you gotta put those on. I had ones with like a little kangaroo, and he was like a boxing kangaroo, and he was looking over the edge of the pocket and like looking over all pissed or something like that, and with his eye all messed up. And they were all like really intricately embroidered, I remember. Like they were, one, expensive. I remember, like, sort of jeans, at the time. You can see how much material it takes. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right,
Oh,
wait,
man.
wait,
Yeah,
this-
you're going to have to mess with this angle. Yeah. Oh, man. It's like you couldn't even see the shoes. Where blazer,
these
like,
pockets here.
that's great.
Like,
Like,
my arm.
yeah, it's like it's a full forearm. That's what I was saying. Like you could fit like a 2-liter inside of that.
Like, what is something? So, like, you have your like Xbox controller. Yeah, let me just chuck one of those.
Dude,
in
you
there.
could fit like 6 Xbox controllers in that if you wanted to.
Xbox controller in there. Like maybe another one. In
Maybe another one.
And then,
What about this one?
4 Xbox controllers in there.
Like easily. Like
Yeah,
in room,
like-
like you can't even see them.
I
You
think
could be
I-
sneaking that out. It was like it was a it was a thief's paradise with these pockets going into shoplifting.
Jesus.
That was good, man. Is why were these specifically kept? Were these literally from high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were from high school, and you kept them because they were like quintessential Jinko jeans. Because you probably had more than one pair, right?
Because the reason why is what happens to Jinko jeans when you have something this big. What happens to the edge here? Look
Yeah,
at this.
they're
get torn.
trashed.
And so all my
Always.
other ones, you get like it would go up the
Yeah,
back, and,
and then it
you
would
have this big
rip.
section.
Totally.
So this was like right before they were not cool. Whoa. Go back down there. Anyways, I don't think you need to see these. I am sucking in my
Like, could you
gut to
imagine?
do this.
Oh,
Like, think
sure,
about
right?
this. I wore
Hey,
this in
high school, totally. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
but wait.
Yeah, but they also sit very low.
Look at
to
this
be.
pocket.
Man,
This is
that's
the,
good.
like,
That is like the
key pocket.
coin. That is like the coin pocket. Talk about. It's like you had basically like a tote bag of storage on you. Yeah, I mean, just leave them on. It's Jinko night.
But yeah, it's like it's old school. Thanks for the 311. Oh man, these are gonna be hot as hell.
Yeah,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
like you're wearing 2 sets of pants basically.
I think that the sleeve or the cuff at the end is bigger than the waist on these. I think this is a 32 like pipe and then a 31.
I bet they advertised that on those. That was like a sticker on the side. 32-inch pipes.
Yeah, they called them pipes, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the thing?
I think so.
Oh my god.
Wow, great.
The fact that I had those and knew
It's
where
a
they
Game
were.
Boy shirt, Jinko jeans. Like,
yeah.
wow, he's a walking, talking. It's like Adam is nostalgia.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got to go up down the. See, we always got a good show here.
Yeah.
That was fun, man. But anyhow, the thing is real. People are coming back with them, and they're making
So-
them. Janko, as a company, is selling this thing.
Interesting. I wonder if that was they just got bought by someone, right, at some point, like, and absorbed into a larger kind of thing, and then they're like, "Hey, the nostalgia for the '90s is back."
I feel like there was some things going on where I think it is the original company or somebody was doing it. Like it is legitly the Janko brand, and they tried a bunch of other stuff, but it's that whole
Sure.
thing where it's just going around the circle.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine skating in that? Like,
Oh
of
my
all the
God.
things, of all the, like, fads that go against what you would be, rollerblading or skateboarding in, it's like, that's impossible.
Just make it that much harder.
Yeah, I guess.
But-
it's like you're
I don't know.
adding complexity to the...
You know what the other part was? That it wasn't about just the jeans. It was like you had the jeans, and then you had the chains.
Oh, yeah, that
and,
was a big
and,
chain.
and the wallet.
I
and
never
all
had
the-
a chain. I never did a
You
chain.
never did a chain
but,
thing.
you
All
know.
right. Well, I'm glad that I found those. Anyway,
Yeah,
thanks
was
for letting
great.
me indulge in
Totally.
the Janko-ness
No, that was
of
fun.
this as we go
Yeah, I
down.
can't believe you had those. Those are great.
How much do you think these are worth?
I wonder. eBay them up. Let's eBay it up. What's a pair of Jinko jeans?
Well, I mean, now that there's new ones, though, right? They probably
yeah,
won't
but
have-
like we want '90s ones. I need to see how much I should kill my parents for throwing away all of
God.
my Jinko.
Your parents are
jeans.
watching.
Yeah, I know. And they were said they threw them all away.
Oh no! Well, who would have known that?
Exactly.
Who would
Like
have known?
it's such a crapshoot about what to keep and what's going to be like a thing again.
Well, and that's the thing. It's let's see here, old school for sale, $130
Nice.
on eBay. So
Yeah, let's check this. Let's check out these.
Let's see here. Can I go to this screen? Oh, we don't want to go to that. We want to go to this.
See, there was always like
holy
these
crap, $349.
$340. See, but they had those like amazing cross, you know, these.
Oh yeah.
Like all of that stuff was so good. And they were like embroidered like into the jean, you know, it wasn't like a patch that they were putting on.
Like $300,
Yeah,
man.
like these was
$450.
I remember those with the cards across them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want to find mine. The biggest
There's
ones
the
I ever
rhinos.
had. Yeah, like I had the one with the
sold them for $25.
man. Brutal. Oh, see there, dragon maybe.
Oh, those are those it?
$550.
That would have been it, maybe.
That might have
It's
been
like
it.
it's not. It's like a
No, that was
lion
different.
or.
Yeah, mine was cooler than that one.
But they definitely had like a tagger style to them too.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be skate. Look
Oh
at
my
those.
god.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
like
those are like girl pants. Did you see how the waist was on those? 25, 28s? Like,
Yeah.
who's wearing a 25?
$750. Because man, how would this?
I feel like I had those exact jeans. Yeah, I mean,
how would they go
but
for
like,
$750?
Yeah, but like somebody's asking for $750. That doesn't mean that like other things are going for
ain't
that.
getting it.
I want the one with the kangaroo. Can you look up Jinko kangaroo?
Let's see here. Yeah, how would I? Oh, there's a dragon right there.
Yeah, no, mine was like down the leg.
So, what do you think? You just put Jenko kangaroo?
Yeah, even just into Google, it would just be fun to see it.
Let's see here.
Kangaroo jeans. Yeah, there they are.
Which one? This one?
With those little paws sticking out.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah, like
oh my god!
I wore those quite a bit, and look how big the bottoms of those
and
are.
it goes down to your like ankles.
And
almost.
I remember like shorts that would go down to like the middle of your calf, and wearing those to gym, and the gym teacher being like, "Are you even wearing shorts?" And I'm like, "These are shorts," and he was like, "Those aren't even shorts, man." And I was like, "These were expensive shorts, my friend." And he was fine with it because he didn't give a shit about it.
So here's my story about Jankos. That's kind of funny. Is that in America, like Jankos were awesome. Like everyone's like, get Jankos. Remember, it was a big thing.
Totally.
So at that same time period, it was a senior year. I went on that Europe trip.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, I would be so cool going to Europe with my sweet Jankos.
Not into it.
So I go to Europe. That was not the trend. I was a dumb American. I had to go like find jeans to purchase for my trip and like lug them around. I think these were a pair. What it was punk. It was all punk fashion, super tight stuff.
Yeah, the exact opposite of
I looked like a gangster punk kid, and it was hilarious as to what that was like. Man, this was such a trip down memory lane. I love that. I love it about. Yeah, see, Stealth Mouse even had
Girl
some.
Jinkos, of course.
Yeah, it was a thing, and it's back. It's back in action.
It's back.
I'm not selling these. The fact that I'm able to like have my fat muffin top come over the top of these, but still wear them, and button them up. Hell yeah!
It's like being able to fit in your wedding dress again, right?
I'm gonna wear them to school at my job. Like executive, I was wearing Jenko. Okay.
No, it's like you'll be on the. I mean, you know, yeah, you can't wear them to the office, but you could wear them to like a football game, and people will be like, "Oh shit, Adam's in on the new hot trends, Jinkos, and he's got that vintage one rocking. He probably paid $400 for that on eBay."
I should dress like high school on Halloween. Like
that would
be a sweet way to do it.
That would be good.
And then looking all
that would
put
be
a big
fun.
old
We'll have a
chain on
90s
there.
party.
Oh my god, 90s party would look sweet. 90s on Halloween. Oh man. All right, so let's pivot at this point. That was heck of fun. So we were talking about video games. You want me to talk a little bit about some of the Dead Space things I was doing, if you're good with that?
Totally.
Because if you've been watching the stream, and we're on the Just Talking, I swapped it up to Just Talking so we can be on that because we're not DIYing yet, but we may do that in a little bit. I've been doing. It took me 8 episodes of about 2 to 3 hours per episode to beat the remake and medium on Dead Space.
And you were a huge, just for background information, people don't know, Adam is a huge Dead Space fan, and just almost literally what, last year played through the just normal
The
360 game, right?
2008 Xbox 360 Dead Space.
Yep.
So for the uninitiated, Dead Space is a survival horror game.
Okay.
Sci-fi thing. Not everyone's cup of tea. We understand that. We're not going to be playing a crazy amount of it at this point. We just want to go look at some of the things.
Sure.
One of the things that I appreciated about it is it was a departure from the typical shooter game where you like shoot something in the head and then that kills it. Is they're like, we want to make it more complex, so you have to like dismember these aliens, and if you shoot them in the head, other bad things could happen, like a tentacle will come out, or if you get it in the wrong place, you have to like know what to shoot on it.
Yep.
It's known for being very, very, very creepy and scary in ambiance and
But
creating
like
a
action,
culture.
but like action scary. You know, I feel like Resident Evil is more like plotting, you know, puzzle solving evil.
Sure.
Where this is more like shooter corridor, you know, that kind of evil, which was right up my alley. I loved it. I played through I played through both Dead Spaces.
The first, the second, there was 3 Dead Spaces. There's
I didn't
3.
play the third one.
And so one of the things that I liked about it specifically is there's this game called, it's the Plasma Cutter, and so you're supposed to be an engineer. And so my hot take on it, maybe this is my quick review because I've done it. You can watch my streams and put them over online. Is that in the first game they did a great job making the ambience, and I was like, they're gonna screw it up. I'm gonna be mad because they're gonna do a remake on one of my favorite games. I'm like, I resisted playing it. Looked at some reviews. They said it was great. So I did it, and I absolutely think they enhanced the original while keeping 100% true to what the original had in terms of story.
What kind of enhancements? What kind of... So, like, obviously graphical enhancements, right? It looks prettier. Sure. It does all of that. It's in HD. I'm sure it looks amazing. But, like, what about... Did they change actual, like, sections of the game so that it's shorter or longer or Jinko or...
I think this is a great way to do it. You should ask me questions like that, because what they changed was so he's an engineer. So think about an engineer getting caught in some weird horror space story, right?
Yeah.
And in the original game, there were some moments where like a space cannon isn't shooting the asteroids right. So then you had to go in and control the space cannon and shoot asteroids. And you're like, you're a freaking engineer. You're not part of the like asteroid defense thing where you're pointing those things in. So there's a mode in the game or a point in the game where I was like, that was like one of my least favorite parts of the original.
So, like the turret sequence.
The turret sequence. So they did something that I was like, good job. Good job. And what they did was, imagine yourself as an engineer. What would an engineer do?
They would like fix the turret or something, right? Or like get it shooting faster, or do like, I don't know, not the actual physical shooting of it, but automate it somehow, or build it up bigger.
You're nailing exactly what happened. So you go to this point where they're like, it's not calibrated. So you have to go to these guns, open this little panel, and then you have to kind of calibrate it. So you're kind of shooting it, but you're more like, I'm an engineer and I know how to calibrate it.
Right.
And it made the game, you're like in 0G outside, going between these things. And I was like, that was really a good job.
You know, it's one of those things where back in the day when you had when you released a game on 360, you could patch it for sure, but you definitely weren't like, reworking entire levels or doing things like that. So there's probably a ton of stuff that they learned in between, and they're like, modern audiences are not going to care about this at all.
Yeah.
And so they were like, all right, just switch out some of that stuff. I'm glad that they did that. They should do that to more remakes when they do them.
They did it enough where they like, the story was there, but they tweaked a little bit of the story elements. There was like another part to answer your question of like, what else did they do?
Yeah.
Is there was these moments where you would typically have to go in a tram, and the tram was the loading screen to the next piece.
Right.
But this one they made open world where you can get to any part of the ship as you close, like you unlocked it. And so
I remember it being very linear, right? It's like you got to a certain point and then you just opened up the next level, and why would you ever go backwards from that?
So I'm gonna go to this to hard. And
Did you play? What did you play it on?
I played it on medium. So you get a plus version of the game, and when you go to plus version, you beat it once, and then you carry over your upgrades and some of the things in your inventory, but you start from the game fresh, and you have to redo all the story elements and find all the
And it's
collectibles. Now, and you can do it harder.
Like
so
the enemies are harder.
absolutely.
Okay.
So this might be a cool thing just to kind of watch what the intro is, get a little bit of the just the feeling of what the game is and where it goes. So the whole concept is that you're going to this Ishimura thing.
Yeah. Oh, spaceship.
I'm sorry.
It's called a planet cracker.
Planet.
Do we want to
cracker.
watch this? We could skip it.
Yeah. No, just skip it.
Okay. So the idea is like
But like all of this is redone, right? I'm
This
sure
is
this
the-
looks
this is the
I'm
start.
sure this looks tons better than the original, right?
Strange.
I don't know if I can skip it, can I?
Such a little.
Oh, you can't. I can't skip it. We got to watch it now.
Ah.
But one of the things is the graphics, number one.
Christopher from her
Like the hair, the ways, like I played the 2008 version.
Yeah. And it looked like what, like Halo 2?
It looked just not great. Like, this looks more real.
Yeah.
Vid calls.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's rough.
This part takes like two minutes.
Different voice acting or the same voice line?
No, different.
Different.
Updated.
Wow.
Forewarned is forearmed, Mr.
I think it may be the same people or similar,
Nice clean re-entry.
but even some of the story elements are different. So they're getting to this planet cracker, so to speak, and what it does is it pulls crap out of a planet, and
Yeah.
they like take all its
Bad chunk of rock.
yeah, they kind of tell it.
An independent
Insides.
miner. That's
Yeah.
paradise. Aegis 7 is one of the richest finds in CEC history. Some prospecting team set up for life. Now, where is she?
But what I liked about it too is that I think it
Yeah,
uses.
man, this looks great.
I don't know if it's the Unreal Engine, but it's very immersive in the environmental effects. Oh,
They don't show his.
Biggest
Wasn't there a
firecracker
big
in
thing
the
where like
class.
they didn't show his face
looks like
before,
they're ready to
or
That's
and
how-
now you see his face?
more
I
Ha-
thought I
that's
heard.
more Halo.
No, but I thought there was some kind of controversy when this
I'll
came
get us
out
into Halo
about.
Range. Someone's got to be waking up for us.
Just be careful on the approach. I'm not taking any chances with CEC's brightness.
so this will be great. We'll just do the first part.
Yeah.
Chances, huh?
And kind of show you what it looks like.
Files before we left?
So
You tried to file
ambiance.
access.
The computer
why I
analyst
like it.
Comes with the job.
Reminds me of
I ran
Aliens.
standard
Yeah.
CEC background checks.
Sci-fi and space. Love
You know what
that.
the big
Yeah.
ones. You have to play ball.
The most immersive game in terms of UI that I've had because it's like you're
Floor, the floor. Give me the right path. Put your hand out. And
But
have
you're
the
not
beam.
you're not going to like so Fallout. I played a lot of Fallout. You go to the menu
Yeah.
and you're like you're not getting pulled out, but you're like in a menu.
Totally, you're totally. In
You're
it.
not in menus, and when you are, you feel like you're still in the game.
Right. Like the like his
Someone
his
pick up the damn phone.
health being along his back and stuff. So it's not like a HUD element. It's like shows off in the game
communication array is
how much
busted.
health you have.
Maybe,
And so what I played on the first
Daniel's not
playthrough
gonna
is I
handle
didn't pick
48
up.
hours
I
max.
picked up other weapons, but never shot another weapon. I played the entire game with the plasma cutter, and there's an
Okay.
achievement. It's called One Gun, and so I upgraded the gun with all the different pieces and all the parts.
Driving setters engaged. Automated
It freaks out. It freaks out Heather when I would play this.
We're losing control.
I wonder. I feel like it'd be fun VR game.
Oh my god, it would be creepy VR. So they had this new thing in this one called the intensity engine.
Jet, aim for that emergency stabilizer. There, the blue light. It might slow us down.
Is that where it was like dynamically making things harder or easier?
It would, and it would also put enemies not just always in the same place,
Yeah.
but like dynamically throw them into places.
Well, and it would be like, how good are you doing, right? If you're doing super good and killing everything super quick, then we'll like add another extra little,
Yeah.
you know, hard enemy there.
Good.
A director. They talked
Was
about
it-
that
yeah,
a lot.
Maybe that's what intensity.
Yeah,
director?
they talked a lot about that in like Left 4 Dead games. Do you remember those?
Shit.
Like
But better than a
Left 4
broken.
Dead would be like, oh, we have a director
Good call on
that's
the stabilizer.
orchestrating the AI for you based on your data. I don't know if that ever caught on.
Better at it.
Shut
than
up.
hairless.
It probably
Jen,
did.
Maybe now it's just how video games are done, you know?
So what I usually did in this game is I would try to be cinematic with it. Like this is
Just
me.
like slowly rotating around.
Like when you'd have an audio log. So in my run through, I did most audio logs and did like things like this.
I think I remember hearing that it was a different face. like that they
Yeah,
used a real actor this time or something,
He looks
as opposed to like a generic dude.
So this suit that he has on is not the original suit that you have, but it looks like it's completely upgraded because I upgraded his suit. So right now, one of the interesting things is that he is completely upgraded. So first of all, look at that. The smoke, the sparks.
Yeah,
If
I
you,
bet that looked like crap in the original one.
Yeah, but it was
like,
there. It
like
still
good,
looked
you know,
good.
like sure, fine, but I bet this looks way better because I feel like sometimes you do that thing where you're like, yeah, but it always looked like this, and then you go back and watch the original, and you're like, whoa,
I
man.
did.
I wouldn't mind something to say.
But I just wonder how. So one of the things that was so cool about this is the 0G was really bad,
Yeah.
and
I do remember
in the
that.
first
Isaac,
one,
guess we better go.
right
Better
here,
now though.
much better. They have this new way that you do it, but I was so bad at it. I'm really bad at 0G. I'd always get like turned around and
Oh,
be
sure.
like facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is this first part just to show one enemy, and then we'll be good. Just to see like how cool the enemies look. And as we think about a Game Boy game, when I play this, I'm just like, all right, we're going to pixels now, and like probably
man,
the one
tough.
pixels in its eye is as many like pixels as we have with the whole thing. But world building
entire
wise,
game.
like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the debris on the ground, like
Right.
the little like particles that are like zipping around, like she's going there. You can see that it says scanning. It probably, if I had better eyesight, I could read what it says.
Stand on marks. Raise your arms above your head.
It's great.
It's like those details, right? Like it's the thing that takes it from being fine to, oh man, cool.
It really sells it. I love that.
That's what I always feel like. I feel like I'm having to explain that a lot to people just at my job and in real life. That like, you know, it's like you can almost anyone and any type of thing can get something 80% of the way there. Right? You know, 80%, like you could ChatGPT up something and get 80% of the way. You can Canva up something and get 80% of the way. And you're like, the kick-ass lives in the 20%. You know, that extra, like, you know, detail and immersion that you put into something.
Like these
That's the
little
things that
things-
makes it stand out.
So here's my example of, okay, I'm in the game. I'm him, right?
Yeah.
I'm bringing up the HUD. This is the HUD.
Yeah. I always thought that was cool.
So then you can like explore the map, you go around, but it feels like you're in the game.
Show me the hand thing.
All right, let's see if
Where's
we
the
got it.
security detail? Where's
Oh,
the
he doesn't do anything yet.
Well, because,
There's nothing
and I like this too, is that they don't, like when you're in the space, it's kind of like saying like, and it usually
You're
does it
good. You're
better.
there.
that security
It
contact?
usually does something cooler, but
Damage report. I'm done playing around.
It looks like he's spinning his invisible yo-yo.
he's like, chill.
There we go. Yeah, I always thought that was great.
Oh, but
when
there's-
I used that in the very first Dead Space, I was like, every game should have this.
Check this out though. They added another part in its side missions. So if I were to say like, so I'm gonna put that on there.
Medical log, Dr.
Oh wait. Oh crap. I do have all of my old stuff. I have all my side missions that I already did. So it has it. So one of the things that I was going to show you is that it has side missions in the game, and I apparently can't like do one. So you now have two things. It's the blue line for the
Yeah,
regular
oh, yeah,
story,
that's
and then
right.
and then a yellow one for that.
Okay.
So this will be the one part, just so you can see that.
And so is it like, so they're side missions, but it's still the same sort of layout as it was before? Or they've added rooms
parts,
to it?
and like other parts come back. You can go through the entire ship
right.
when it's done.
Yeah, nice.
I love that graphic on that computer. Like it. All right.
I want to see some alien leg severings,
Power to the elevators.
limb severings.
So I don't have a weapon yet. So if you want to see that, I'd have to go. It's only like a minute in, but you'll get see an alien in a minute.
I feel like this lighting looks really good.
I was gonna say, the smoke or the steam.
Take it easy. Daniel, get those elevators running.
This noise, they're like, we're fine. Everyone be cool. Yikes. I'm sure he's fine.
He's fine. He's okay.
Daniel, get the doors open.
It's a little like alien booty. Ah crap.
Now you gotta do something. You're out.
I gotta
You're like, run away. She was
Yeah.
done for. She was done for anyway, I'm sure.
Ah. Hey, buddy. Oh crap.
You're like,
Oh,
I
crap.
can't take this right now. You're like,
Bro, you
bro,
alright?
this is a bad. This
You
is a bad
okay?
time.
No. Ah.
Oh, no cutting off of the arms. Okay. There we go. Okay. They did it. They did it extra.
They made it. I mean, one of the things about this game, it's pretty. I wouldn't say it's predictable, but once you get it, you always will have something getting you from behind. So you can never like run forward and then come back. But all right, here's.
I remember the big stomp. You're always like stomping aliens and stomping apart crates.
Oh, this is so good. This is my favorite.
Cut off their limbs. The like messages written in blood. Very, very 2000 teens.
All right, here. This is going to be it. Then we're going to get out of here because I'm going to want to play the hell out of this game. So you go pick out these things. You're always finding little things in the game, right?
Credits, yeah, I remember.
And then over here,
aliens.
You can like stomp. There's your
Yep.
stomp.
There's a stomp.
But here's the plasma cutter, and look, it's upgraded. So you could do it like this way to cut them off that way or that way.
That's great.
And so the entire game thus far, I've done.
I was
that.
always a big fan. I mean, I know you're of course a plasma cutter guy, but I was always a big fan of the like blades on a thing that would shoot out and it would like
Oh, the
spin
Ripper.
the Ripper.
All right, so this thing is like. Typically, you'd want to. Oh.
You got him.
I
What was
ca-
he all glowy for? Would he exploded or something?
So I had an upgrade on my weapon that I would be able to like it would take like damage on guys as you would hit them. But one of the
okay.
things I always would say is that
Fire
I get
damage.
presents because you have to stomp their corpses, and then like little things would pop out if you stomp it. So
So you got to stomp everyone, no matter if you don't even need.
yeah,
the,
all right, we're gonna stop it here because
All right.
like it's but
It looked good.
I think the
Yeah.
ambiance of it, the idea behind it, it looked pretty good.
What else? Okay. What is? Be careful. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out. What would be another game from that era or before that you would love to see this treatment done to?
Ooh, that's a good question. 2008? I'd have to look.
Halo 1.
They did that. They remade it.
Yeah, but it wasn't
was
like,
bad?
It wasn't. I'm saying it was a beautification of Halo 1,
But
but
changing
it wasn't
it and
like
tweaking it?
changing it and
But
tweaking it.
this
and
one
doing
had the
things.
same story, and they only tweaked enough of it. There was moments I like, oh, they're diverting, and then they come right back on, and they kept the absolute same story on it.
Okay,
Like back in the day, I was trying to think what other games were out that we had. Like,
that would be like in that same sort of milieu, but
it's hard to remember because I only had a couple. Like, I remember we would play SSS Tricky.
yeah,
That was a
totally.
good
That
one.
was a really good
It was
one.
fun times.
yeah. The snowboarding games were good.
Be careful. Are you in Arizona, man? Have you moved yet? I think you're out there, right?
Moving to Arizona, man, it's
Yeah.
hot out there.
I know it's hot, but this guy is smarty pants.
good.
Heck yeah. Hopefully the move went well. I know you're
Nice.
stressed out a little bit, but cheers to you for all your hard work and getting out there. I know school is starting soon.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah,
Well,
congrats. That's great.
He's a cybersecurity gentleman. He is gonna go like deep
Cybersecurity
into
gentleman.
it. So
Nice. Love
heck
that.
yeah, good on you, man.
nice. Cheers.
Cheers for sure. Here, Jay, we gotta cheers that. We're gonna cheers everyone. Oh, Heather just got accepted to school for her master's as well.
What?
Cheers to Heather.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Everybody's doing cool things.
Everyone is getting back into the learning aspect of things in life. So
Love it.
good on that. All right. So the last like 2 cents on things. Hey, thanks there for that for Heather. Is that I really like that. Sometimes
Yeah.
I need to step back and go and just play a game. And I do not do a lot of that stuff lately. I just haven't had the time. And that
Yeah.
was one that was really fun. I looked forward to it, and I was able to just get through some of that, and I had a good time. So I'm gonna probably play through on
Yeah, I was
hard
gonna
and-
say
and
next.
enjoy it.
Do you have a next game you're thinking about playing?
That's a good point. I need to like find something that I really
I was
wanna look at.
wondering. I was wondering if you would like Cyberpunk.
Oh man, I actually been thinking about
Because
it.
like they just did like they're done with Cyberpunk. Like they did a whole expansion that I heard was really good,
Man,
and
might
like
be time.
and they're like, hey, all the bugs are fixed, you know, as Demotsu, because it came out very plagued. But like you love Project Red, CD Project Red, like that is their newest hottest thing.
I
wonder
probably
if you
would.
yeah,
I probably.
like,
I honestly
you know?
think I would. I just think I
Yeah.
resisted for a minute because of all the like stuff and just the
Bad
time.
hype, totally.
But I heard they're coming out with another Witcher,
Hmm.
and so I'm gonna be down for some new Witcher as that comes.
Is
through.
that what CD Project Red's next thing is?
I think it is. I think they're coming up with another. And apparently, Cyberpunk is tied into Witcher in some way. Like it's in the same universe.
Sure.
In the
I mean,
future.
whatever.
Fair-
Like in
fair
the
enough.
in the future where is the Witcher is set supposed to be in like
All right. Here's the deal. Ryan wanted to play some Game Boy games, and so we got to get some ideas from everyone
Yeah,
out there.
okay.
So there's a couple of them, but
Yes.
I think before we do that, we should play, since we got 5 people in the chat. Get your phones out, and we should go and play a game of Drawful.
all right.
And then so this is a true hangout night where we're just chilling and having fun with everyone. So what we'd like to do is, if you haven't played Drawful with us, get your phone out right now, because we're about to play a game and you need your help. We need you to play with us. It's going to be fun, right?
Are we doing a wait? Are we doing a theme?
Ooh.
Or that's only if we're playing not Drawful, but
Oh, yeah.
the other one, TKO.
What do you want to play? TKO, Drawful? Let's get some votes from the chat. If you've never played with us, you have TKO, where you can create T-shirts. We theme that one up, or we can. You know what? Why don't we play both? Let's get ourselves warmed up with a playthrough of Drawful.
I think maybe at the end we could do the rap battle.
Ryan loves the rap.
I
battle.
like the rap battle. I know it didn't like go over as huge last time, but I feel like once we get into the swing of things with the rap battle, it can be like really fun.
All right, so let me make sure we can connect to everything. So get your phones out, and you got to go. Let's see here if we can. It says it's connecting to Jackbox services. So are we connected to the internet? I feel like we're connected, right? I might have to restart this game. Jackbox.tv. Go to jackbox.tv. If it screws up, it's we'll do that in a minute here. Jackbox.tv. And you got to do this on your cell phone. You're going to be able to play in the game, and you got to be ready to play. All right, it's saying the servers are not working, so let me try this. We're going to go over here.
Servers are not working.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. They say that.
Just like start it and quit.
Yeah, we'll just quit, and we're
do
going to
that a lot.
restart it. I think it's because the Xbox Series X holds on to some older pieces. So let's try to get into it. Let's see if it's going to show it. Jackbox.tv. TKO next. Yeah, I know some folks want to play some TKO. All right, let's see if this loads even. So this is like an FCC violation. You're not supposed to have dead air. We just gotta keep talking. Did you know
bars, that? We need bars across, and that's why it goes beep.
Well,
you can't have dead air.
Yeah, like when I was in radio, we're gonna let this load and see if this loads in a second. So when I used to work in radio, you could not let there be a certain subset of dead air, and then on the top and the bottom of every hour, you had to have a tag the
news.
station.
Oh, right. You had to be like, you are listening to Kilo 90. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so it seems like Drawful is not loading. It's not wanting to do its thing. We're
Maybe
connected
TKO
to
then.
internet. You want to try TKO? We may have to go to TKO. Let's see if we can get TKO. Which one? The first one or the second one?
Whichever one.
All right. Let's
I
see
feel like they're both pretty similar.
Let's see if we can find this one. Okay, we got this one. I like that. Oh, they truly have some problems with their servers. Of course, the one time. Oh wait! Hold on a second. Connecting to Jackbox servers. Can somebody? I mean, I'm able to get to it on the actual thing. It's taking a while. All right, we may have to punt on
We'll
this.
just pause. We'll just pause on it. We'll do it in a little bit. Maybe it'll be back.
We're gonna hope.
You want to do Game Boy games? Can you just play any Game Boy games? Do you have the ability to emulate any?
We
Game
can
Boy
play
game?
any Game Boy game. So what's happening right now? We're gonna come back to Jackbox TV. Hope it comes back in a little bit because we're having some problems with connecting to the servers. So frankly, this isn't an us problem this time.
Do you wanna restart your your Xbox?
Color Advance, OG Game Boy, any Game Boy game? What we're trying to do is find a Game Boy game that is similar to what we have been trying to create. And okay, should we just play like for 2 seconds what our game looks like and then go from there?
We should do that. Here's what. So I had written that the type of game we were looking for is a story-based side-scrolling Game Boy game, and it came back with Metroid 2, Legend of Zelda, which is not side-scrolling. Well, Link's Awakening is Link's Awakening the second one that is sort of side-scrolling?
I never thought it was side
No. There was so Nintendo did these stupid things, right? Do you remember how the original Mario Brothers, and then you went to Mario Brothers 2 and it was completely different?
Yeah.
Like, that is because Nintendo made Mario 2 and everyone, this is too hard. What are you doing? And so they only released it in Japan. And then when they were going to release it to the larger US market, the people were like, you can't release this to a US market. Kids play this. This is impossible. And so they bought a game that somebody else was creating that was little people, characters that floated around, and there was 4 different characters you could pick from.
Yeah.
And they went, oh my God, your game is way more fun than our Super Mario Brothers 2. So we're just going to take your game, reskin it with Mario characters, and that's going to be Mario 2. And that's why it was so different and weird and everything like that, right?
I thought they got a complete different game. Yeah, like you were saying, it was a completely different game, right?
It was just they went and bought a studio who was doing a type of game that they liked and went, we're buying you and we're stealing your game, obviously, and it's becoming Mario 2, reskin it. And, and they did some of that with Zelda too, because they would be like, hey, we want to try something different. It wouldn't work. And then they would just go, oh my God, who's doing something that is doing that? And so some of Zelda 2, I think, which maybe is Link's Awakening, is side scroller. You're jumping around.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this. So what we're going to do is we just tried it a couple times. It looks like the servers on Jackbox are down for a minute. So our hope is that we're going to play some Jackbox tonight, because that was one of our headliners, is we want to play with you all on Jackbox. So to buy some time, what we want to do is we want to look quickly at our original game that we're trying to play and create, just so you get kind of a flavor of what we're trying to do. And then we're going to play some Game Boy games themselves, so we can say, okay, what are some elements that made this fun or not? I think we need to go to our roots, and you got to play Metroid 2. I want Ryan to play Metroid 2, but then we'll go, and I have the original cart, but I also have it loaded on this Game Boy here. So what we're going to first do is let's just take a quick peek at what we have on our game. We won't play it too far and too long, because I think we've seen it enough on the show. But if we go over to here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to double drop down. So if you haven't joined us out there, go check it out. We are live. Check this out.
Check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we're about to start. I'll be right back.
Ryan has to go and relieve himself as I get to the Game Boy game. So this is what we've built so far. We're trying to get into this. We got our Skull Bob's Adventures. There's been the drama about us using AI to make some of our cover, which we didn't just prompt and post. We went ahead and did a bunch of stuff, but that's another story. Go watch our other thing. Here's our game, which we've created thus far. What I'm going to do is just show you a little bit of it. So we got our Roby in a side-scrolling adventure. We have a little thing. You see that little rat up at the top. We also have this little bat that he can swing around. Ryan has his new rat, so he can knock that rat around. We may actually put some different pieces in there. We got some platforming in on this game. So we have all the elements to make something fully into a Game Boy game. But what we want to do is we want to do some research tonight. We want to go play some other Game Boy games, some original Game Boy games, if you will. So just to get the flavor of it, you can see that we can jump around. We jump on different elements within the game that we've created. You have things that you can collect. In this case, we got a little dash. So we got our dash that gives you some extra abilities. And I'm going to go over here. Talk to D at the bar. We have a whole bunch of this already planned out. And so one of the things is I think we've got all the pieces and parts to be able to make our Game Boy game pretty fun. So now we just want to say, what makes other Game Boy games fun? What's that little 1980s feel, 1990s feel of awesome Game Boy game joy? So in this particular case, let's see if I can get this. Oh, so close. Is you can see there's some platforming elements, and so we're mostly a platformer. So I have this dash that I just collected, and I should be able to jump over here and get the double jump. And so in this particular case, what I'm going to do is you'll notice that I not only have a dash now, but I have a double jump, which allows me to jump in the air and then jump a second time. Because I built this, and I've played this a gazillion times to do some testing, I know what it takes to be able to beat this part of the level. So this is a perfect amount of time, Ryan, for you to have me beat our game. Look at, we still have our guy from in last time. He's chilling there.
Passing
I love
out.
it. But what we're about to do is, we don't even need that piece of it. We're gonna go and play Metroid 2. So you get the vibe of this game, right? So we can get up here. Oh man, I can't even get that key. On the keyboard, it is a little bit harder.
Oh yeah, totally. It's totally harder on the keyboard. Is that a double jump plus
Dash.
dash?
There we go.
No,
Got
just
it.
double jump, right?
It's a double jump, and you could do a dash. So we got, our map on there, which is good. We also have our inventory. So now you can see that I got the Game Boy, the key, the dash. We got all the elements to be able to make this game fun. If I wanted to, I could go and collect the last little Game Boy game thing, but I don't think we're going to do that for this part. Because I want you to play Metroid.
Yeah.
Metroid was really a cool...
And I would love to even
Yeah, go play the demo on Double Drop Down if you haven't played it. Okay, so you got the vibe of our game, right? What we want to do next is Ryan is gonna play Metroid. It was 2. They never even had a Metroid 1 on the Game Boy, is what it was.
Oh really?
So what you're gonna see here,
What was Metroid 1 on then? NES?
SNES, or was it the NES? It was just NES, I think. Okay, so Ryan, pick up that controller over there. So Ryan is going to be playing this on the controller. So what we have is an analog pocket. One of the things I think I talked about, see where it says 0% in the lower right-hand corner?
Yeah.
So I think you have to hit start to turn it on. There should be some lights on the bottom. Oh God, I hope it's charged. It is. So I took the battery out because the damn thing wouldn't stop charging, and I was like, I'm gonna ruin the battery in this thing. So it's cool. I took the battery out. It's it can take it apart. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Open FPGA, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna load our handhelds, and then we're gonna go to Game Boy, and then run that core. And now in here, if you hit left and right, it will page up and down.
Oh,
and what we want to do is go.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So
Great.
I want you to go to is Metroid.
Let's see.
Metroid 2, and I think this is called Metroidvania. Is Castlevania or Metroid? So we could also do Castlevania if you'd rather.
Right. Metroid.
Oh, wait, is it Return of Samus? Is it under R's? Look under R. It might be. No, it should be under Metroid. It's a Game Boy game. It's original Game Boy. All right. Well, if we don't have it, I have the freaking cart, so we can play the damn cart. If that's where we go, that might actually.
It was just called something different.
It was called Return of Metroid. Or Return of Samus. All right.
Samus Returns.
Let me look at the game. Let me get it. In my Jankos.
Yeah, exactly.
These are very hot.
Yeah. No.
All right, it's called
Sequest.
It's called Metroid 2. We're in the Game Boy piece of it, so I'm pretty damn sure I downloaded this. I don't know why it's not there.
No.
All right, here we go. We're gonna load this game right here.
The
actual cart. Metroid, Return of Samus. I already told you the story of this one. I got it in Europe.
Is it PAL? Is it PAL because you got it in Europe?
Nope, I don't think there's a difference with the Game Boys and PAL. I don't think there's that. I don't think that's a
PAL
thing.
versus NTSC.
Did I put it in my favorites folder? Huh, that's a good question. I don't know if I did. Wait, did you need?
I accidentally, I did the thing of thinking the back button was a back button and not a select button.
What game is this?
I have absolutely no idea.
Oh, it has AAA batteries? Okay, there's a way to do this. I think it's like, God, what was it? There is a button that goes, there we go. I'll get Ryan set up. Thanks for the thought on that. I'm going to try to actually, oh, look at this. Metroid 2 original cartridge style.
Nice.
This is off the cartridge. I love that. So one of the things about this game, and I looked at the programming history of it, I think you're at the bottom. You see how it says like E88, and then there's the 30.
Yeah.
The 30 is your missiles, and then the 38 on the right is you have to find 38 of those things.
Across the entire game?
Across the entire game. The whole purpose is that you find 38 enemies and you fight them. If you hit the select key on the keyboard, on the board, that opens up your special. You only have 30 of those missiles. You have to use those to fight the enemies, and you'll find more missiles through the game. So you don't want to use them too much. But what I thought about it is like, think about Roby, right? So we're Roby right now. We're running around in this like crazy level. Look how much it is not super.
See, so this
detailed.
is that, and that is sort of why I'm saying like this one is bigger but less detailed, right?
The reason why, because it was all programmatic. It was all assembly. So at the time, like, you had to use code to do it all. So if you can hold up and you'll shoot up. So they were able to do more in certain ways because GB Studio does have constraints. Now this enemy right here, think about it. You just drop an enemy and say, go between this point and this point. And then, so go out of this room and come back in this room. Like, go to the right. So you go there. Now if you come back in, it's there again.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that?
Right. Because I feel like ours is more of, like, this is more about traversing a space. Like, none of these jumps are hard necessarily, right?
Not
And-
some of them, right?
And these enemies aren't hard, but that's just because we're at the beginning, right?
Most of the enemies are like, well, you apparently can't shoot this enemy.
What the hell? But I think ours is more like storytelling, like, than this is platform.
It's platformer, but there's like a subtle story to this version. So I would like to go to a newer version of a Metroid. We can look at that in a minute here. I'm really like, yeah. So you have to duck.
It won't duck.
Yeah. So you have the energy ball. Ryan didn't play a lot of Game Boy games, like,
No, I
right?
did
You were
not.
not a Game Boy, like, this.
I
was-
had certain Game Boy games, but no, not very many.
So it is a little, like, I wouldn't say squirrely, but you have to hit it right. There is some skill to the shooting of things. But every time you leave a level, they respawn. I kind of like that vibe.
Okay.
Like, because that's what happens right now with when our rat. Oh, you're. So when we talked about theming of music, think about the music right now. There's a da 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 da. But then your health is like below a level, so now you have this, like, hear that noise?
Oh, right, yeah, like the extra piece.
So if you shoot
Like,
these, see, now that gets your health up. Now you're above 50 and it won't make the noise.
Yeah, I like that. So are those things that we would have to make ourselves?
Which portions?
Like the noise that it makes when
100% everything.
Okay. Come on. He's just gone.
Oh no, he's right there. He went.
I hate that he turns into the Like, how do I duck without turning it? I guess I don't hold
You
down.
just push it. You push it down once. But the thing about the ball is you get different states of it where you can like stick to the wall and you can. So what I like about this one, see how you're over some weird water, which I suspect you realize you're gonna get hurt if you go over.
Yeah.
Is that it will drain if you get to a certain part, so you can go down.
Yeah.
And then there's also parts where if you get it just right, you'll get a sticky ball, and you'll be able to go on the ceiling of all these levels and get places that you normally wouldn't be able to get to.
All right. And I like this enemy, the sort of falling leaf enemy.
But most of them are just, they feel like they're on rails. You come in this point, and you're going to get it. So you get hurt every time you go into that water. So
I know, but I was trying to get the thing.
I like how it gets really fast. You're like 8.
I'm just gonna sit here. No.
Oh my god, you're at 3. You're gonna die. I love when to see your death animation.
Just like disintegrated.
All right, let me do a run through of this. So, one of the things that I like about this.
Okay, and then responded back at a certain thing. Very linear at this point, but like that's just because it's setting you up, right?
Right. I like the
I want to look up the other game.
Okay, Ryan's gonna look up some other games. Well, I'm gonna get us through this part. So one of the things is because the enemies always respawn, you always have something to shoot at every part. Whereas if we get our part, I feel like there's got to be just enemies that come back. Like rats should always come back, or whatever.
Totally.
Oof.
I think so. I think that makes sense.
Because it almost makes the level like fun. If you, the only thing I got to figure out is like how do they not come back when you go to the pause menu?
Yeah, because that can't be the case.
Like if you're in that level, I got to figure out how to. So what I wanted to get to is like an enemy to show you what an enemy is like. Yeesh. Ah, almost just killed myself. Oh, I did. Oh my god. That was really bad. Okay, so we got the vibe of that. Most of the game is traversing a bunch of different levels, getting through all those different pieces.
How much do you think of that as our game? Like, are we making gigantic levels like that have like very few sort of, because they need to be big, they can't have too many sort of like details in the background and everything like that?
So here's what I like. So if we're making something like feels like a game that we've had that's before, but making a little bit of our own, what I do like is there's sections that you go and you do some big traversal through it, and you jump through it and you have to get through it, and it's just enough of a challenge. There's moments in this game, and we didn't get deep enough, where you do have to use some skill, and if you fall back down to this area and you're like, damn it, now I gotta go re-queue and try those jumps again.
Yep.
I like that. So I think we should keep some of the elements. What I liked also is that you run through an area and then you come back through it. We're doing that. Like you have to come back to the bar as the home base.
Right. Okay. All right. So I guess my main thing is, and like Be Careful said Mega Man, right? And that's sort of another side scrolling. It tells the story of a thing. The only thing I would say is like Mega Man is a little more based on like the enemies that you're getting, because like you're always killing new different types of enemies. And I feel like ours is a little bit more like storytelling in the sense of almost like a point and click adventure, like where you're looking around and you're clicking on things in the background and you're like, and it's less, and then you might run into some enemies that sort of screw with your platforming or keep you from, doing something super easy. Like you got to get through them.
Right.
So I don't know, like I was trying to think of games like that. I mean, if you have every game in here, it might be kind of neat to see some of these.
Thought I had every game in here, but what I'm trying to figure out is do I have a favorite?
Castlevania?
I do have some Castlevanias here, so let me see if I can get back to that. So I'm going to run this. I think Castlevania. So Metroidvania, right?
Sure.
Is like Castlevania and Metroid.
Yeah.
So, all right, we played. I think we played this. Maybe I did put like because I don't see Castlevania in
How
here.
could that not be?
Oh, I know I have a bunch. Okay, this is a classic one. Belmont's Revenge. So there's a U.S. version one.
And
Okay,
this is Game Boy
this
specifically.
is Game Boy specific.
Okay, you play.
And what it is you basically side scroll through different portions. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of backtracking. It's very forward looking, whereas Metroid is back and forth between certain parts of this.
I mean, to be honest, it feels like ours is going a little more in this direction.
Look at the bat. Which one? Belmont's?
In this Castlevania way of like you're sort of going through it
It's a mix.
mostly linearly.
It's a Metroidvania. It's truly a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what this is. Oh man, like when I see that character, it reminds me of being in the car with my parents and like lights. All right, what's this do? It's hurting me.
Is it?
Oh no, it's not.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Kirby's Dream.
Kirby's is
Like
so
that might be
good.
a good one. That might be a good different one that we've. Yeah, I have Kirby's Dream Land 2 as something that came up.
We should look at that. You know what's funny about this is like they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make you go right because like every game makes you go to the left.
Sure.
Damn freaking! I hated birds in this game. Oh man, I'm doing terrible.
This bird is eating you up.
One of the things
You're
about
like, F it. I'm just gonna run across the bottom here.
one of the
You
things
can't get me.
about this one is oh, he has an axe. Nice. Screw you, bird.
This one doesn't have the hit back. Like, doesn't it usually in Castlevanias when you get hit, you like get knocked back and then you fall off the edge
Actually,
of
I
things?
feel like this is a different version of it because I did not play this one as much as I played the first one. This is the second one. Like, the fudge. How can I? Oh, there we go. Got a little like. Yeah, die, you little guy. Oh my god, he was hard. Oh, and I missed that thing.
He
Shoot.
fell out there for no reason.
It was like right when it. You have to be like pixel perfect. on
Yeah.
that. So I do want to put these in there. Like I want to put platforms. In our
Platforms?
game.
Okay, I
feel
was
like-
gonna say moving platforms.
I think we need that in our game
Okay.
for sure. His jump is so not great. It is like minuscule. Is that a bird? Please, bird, don't be flying around.
and killing me.
Okay, so what the elements of this game? Think about what's happening. You're getting pieces to get your health up and getting through the level, right?
I was gonna say because there's like more enemies than our game, like you have to be constantly getting power-ups, right? Or
Right.
like things to fill up, which if we're gonna have enemies, which we are, we're gonna have to be able to have things that there's like stuff that you get. So are we having him break? Are we having Roby, proverbially break candelabras, like candle sconces there to get stuff? Is there like beer cases that he hits and like it gives him some health or whatever?
I think like beer cases or something. Like I think drinking could be a thing. Like
I feel like
think-
drinking is getting your health back, right?
Oh, I thought you can go
You're
down
being
there.
greedy.
I actually thought you can go down there from before, but I think he has a little lame old whip.
Yeah, his whip without the.
See, like, what's the point of going down there? Hold on, I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
Why would I go down here?
To get that,
Yeah, but then once you get the axe, like, how do you get out of there?
you make it all the way this harder way.
Oh, you have to jump on those things. Okay, you can. I got you. I didn't realize you can jump on those. That's nice.
Yeah, so I guess like when you thought of like the basement level, would you think it was like this long? I wasn't picturing it this long. Like I was picturing it shorter, but like harder jumps, I guess.
Yeah, well,
But that doesn't mean that like we shouldn't think about doing them bigger levels and just sort of more
Sure.
simpler jumps with like enemies getting in the way or platforms moving.
well, it's funny about this one. Oh, I think that's gonna okay, I thought that was gonna go away. One of the things is he's very slow.
Yeah.
And so it like extends the level by him going very
Right.
slow. Like he is like crawling.
So maybe like our guy needs to walk more, you know, like.
So, okay, let's go with this. The outcome of what we want to create is like you want to have a fun story. Okay, I played a lot of these games. Okay, I've actually have a one that we can play in a minute here.
Okay.
So what was the next one? We have Kirby from the chat. We got to do Kirby.
Kirby's Dream Land. I went Kirby's Dream Land
eyeballs and stuff. The hell? Screw these eyeballs.
2. And it's funny, like, which enemies take 2 hits and which enemies take 1 hit to kill.
How do I get these eyeballs? Ah!
You can, like, slide
Oh
down,
my
can't
God.
You can slide.
How? Oh, you have to hold the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's fun.
And then, so we'll have to put, like, beer things or something occasionally for them to, like, for Roby
Honestly,
to
I think
hit.
it's going to be a less than this. Oh, that slide is nice. Because what we want to do is you want it to be hard enough that you're like, oh, I'm only down to 1 health, and this next part is like gonna be hard. Oh God, there's that hard. All right, I'm back up to like normal speed. I love that slide. And I'm dead.
like straight
Okay,
into the spike.
that was what was fun about that?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick just a rundown of that.
Yeah, we'll debrief that little section
Debrief
here.
in that particular scene.
We should be writing some of this down too, don't you think? Like at some point,
I'll
I
use
guess
AI to
we'll
analyze
use,
the
like,
video.
This section of the video.
Anybody? Okay, what would you think it would be fun in the game, chat? This is the part where we need your help.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to Dreamland. If you were to play a game, would you like to listen to the story, or is it the challenge of jumping around and trying to get through some of that? Like, this is what we're trying to figure out, because in our current story, he can jump around in all these elements. This one, if we go back to it, what is the difference with this one? Like, the thing you get out of this is that you can, there is not a lot of jumping. Like, you have one path. You basically have to get on these things, right?
Yeah.
In most of these levels, you're like, there's one path.
Yeah.
If you want this little thing, you get it,
Yeah.
and then you go down the little path. Right?
Yeah, it's like very linear in that sense that like this is a room to be solved, right? And the thing is, a thing comes over always, and there's a rope, and you have to time it out. But it's not like that hard. It's more like it's slightly challenging, and then you go on to the next one.
But here's the deal: like, it's slightly challenging, and if you mess it up, you get a little bit of your life. And then I guarantee at the end of this, when you have to fight the boss, you're like, damn it. If I had just gone down that like perfect and did this,
Right.
I wanted to, and there's a timer on it.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and so in ours is like we don't have a timer. We're just like storytelling. So there's a little bit of like, okay, let that come in. Now I come here. Now I slide down. Now I jump in. I like kill the dude.
And you didn't do that the first time, but
No.
you did it basically perfect the second time. So you're like, okay, I could screw up some.
But my lives, like, how many lives do I have?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
because then if I die and there's not enough continues, then you're just like, God bless America.
And I think modern games is, I think we should be bringing in modern practices of games, right? Which is basically like, you're never gonna game over. Like,
Yeah.
you're always just gonna like sort of start over and have like a good checkpointing system or whatever. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, so he comes back in. Like, yeah, so I think I
Like
agree
when you're
with that.
off the screen, does he come back in?
Yeah, watch this. So if I go to this next section, let's see here.
Okay, now go instantly down. Yeah, okay.
So it's like, because how Game Boy games work, and I've learned this part, is that it's loading only what's on the screen. So it must have triggered some loading right at this point to say like, okay, you're off screen.
Yeah.
Reload when you get back on the screen.
Well, and part of what I was thinking is the first time was like, oh, you would leave the like that, right? You would have the loading screen basically into a new whole other area. And that's what would trigger, the enemies to come back. But if you're saying like you just even leave like the area that the enemy is in and then you're triggering in them, I mean,
I don't.
I haven't played it right in our game, so I wouldn't know. But
Yeah, when you leave the area and you come back,
Yeah.
they're there. Like in our version of it, they if you go all the way up and you do your jumping part, the rat does not do it unless you go into the menu or you leave that entire. You go through the door and come back in.
and I like how some of these enemies are like, you know, the enemy comes at you diagonally,
Oof.
right? Or the enemy comes at you
We have to kill him.
horizontally,
Yeah,
and
I can't get past him.
oh, like, do those break eventually? Like, stand on one of those. Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
Is that something we could even do?
Yeah, I think we can do some of that. I like that. I like the subtle braking.
Yeah.
That jumping is a little intense.
God, we should definitely be writing this stuff. We're gonna
Hey,
have to watch this.
get the
AI.
get the board right there. We have a board for it.
That's true.
We have a whiteboard. Ryan's grabbing the whiteboard. We have a whole side of it. All right. We could probably,
This side?
yeah. And that's probably the. So all right. So one of the things is, what do we have to break
We
into
want-
sections.
We want like movable platforms, right?
Movable
Like,
platforms.
That was
Call it out if you're out there and you're actually still listening to us and not just helping us exclamation lurk. We appreciate you being with us tonight.
So,
we really
like,
do.
so,
Movable platforms, like we were saying, like platforms that break or degrade over time.
like breakable.
We also said that you get power-ups or you have to like regen your health.
Oh right.
And then we were saying the enemies do like respawn, right? And I died good. So is score a thing we care about?
To me, I would say no, but that doesn't mean.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
like I think so here's where we have to be. Are we looking at an old Game Boy game, or are we making like some assessments on old ones and doing some of our own stuff? Because like one of the things that I think would be nice is that we're trying to tell more of the story than
Yeah.
get a high score.
Right.
Because I think when I see this, it kind of. Thank you. It seemed Mike Azul, like he's saying what I'm saying. Like you're interested in telling a story, but for an audience member, and here, let me just give you. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. We're gonna go to another game. I want to tell a story, but then like I've played games where I'm just like. Skip, stupid story, like talking, like I don't want to like read that. So like what's the right balance between story? So
But I feel like that's where the point and click adventure comes in, because nobody buttons through the story of a point and click adventure, right? Because the entire reason you're doing the story and finding the stuff and doing the things, and you have to listen to the story to be able to get the clues that allow you to do things. So that's why I feel like maybe, you know, playing through side scrollers or whatever is not the right thing. Maybe we should be playing through like point and click adventures. to sort of
so
get
you
that.
can put point and click pieces in this game.
Well, and I wouldn't even say you would need it in the sense of point and click adventure is like grab this thing and then that thing helps you unlock this thing and then that thing helps you unlock this thing. And you click and you pull things out of inventory and you click it on things to see if they combine or whatever. But I don't think you would need that. I think you would just need the idea that you're going to be clicking on things to get storyline.
So we can do point and click things.
Yeah, well, so yes.
Manic Mansion?
Maniac Mansion is a great one.
I just
totally.
call it Manic.
Manic Mansion.
It's Manic. Ah!
Yeah. So like maybe let's
So
try Maniac Mansion.
I will do Maniac, but I just loaded this one, so I wanted to show you because I played the hell out of this game. So this one gives you an idea of potential story making. So when you go to this one, this is called Tiny Toons Babs Makes a Big Break or Babs Adventure. So watch how much story you
Totally.
get in through this.
I feel like this is a great one.
Have you played this?
Well, I have heard about this like in the when I was looking up things that was like story-based platformers or whatever, because that's basically what this is,
So
right?
and this is perfect. Like, so you have this like cutaway. This is not the game. They're like,
Yeah.
let's begin.
Yeah, so can we have these?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And where you just click the button and it
Yeah.
goes down and Roby is sitting there or Roby is doing something?
Yes.
Like-
So do you like this or not? The
I
question
do. I do. I like this thing of going back and forth, but how do they talk with each other?
What do you mean?
Like, they must like click on characters in the story and talk to them. Does it click? Does it go over to this? Are they both sitting there?
I mean, that's a whole just a different screen, and that's just something. Okay, so here is this is closer. So first of all, there's some weird like he runs and then he has I let go of the button. I'll say let go.
Right.
Look how many like buttons. So you're jumping on these parts. You're collecting weird fruits. You're like getting stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's actually kind of fun. Yeah, like you bounce off of these like weird
Yeah.
things.
And then you have to go and collect the things.
So, but it still feels like, I wouldn't say cheap, but it's very Mario-esque in this version. So the things that are fun though is that you're collecting things. Like there's
Yeah.
a collection element to this.
See, I don't like. I wouldn't ever have that in a game that I was trying to be realistic in. Because like, what are you
Sure.
doing? Like, you're collecting diamonds or whatever.
I know I'm right with you. Is like I'm not sure that I would want to collect anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
So should we say no collection, or do you want to not?
like no like repetitive collection. That like has to have almost like meaningful collection or something.
Love that soundtrack though.
Yeah, soundtrack's really good.
There's me. There's they're all together.
But, okay,
Looney.
so
And in
there
this
is some-
cartoony, we're invading your TV.
The fun part was, did you see when I jumped on that? Like, I wouldn't even say it's skill. So when I jump on that, I let go and it bounces
You're
you
like,
off. There is
woo,
something really
Totally.
fun about
like
that
satisfying,
element.
right?
very
And I like how the enemy, it doesn't just walk back and forth. Sometimes he pauses, right? And sometimes he throws shit.
Oh crap! And I only have 2 hearts right here.
Stand alone, a cartoon work of art.
I played the crap out of this. It's so like, I feel like
Too smart.
I like that you know. Yeah, this I.
It's a bunny.
Watch a
Montana,
lot.
Max Bugs Bunny. Elmira is a pain. There's Hampton and Plucky. Dizzy Devil Ducky. Turbo's unlucky. And Moto is insane. Happy University, we earn our tune degree by getting last and voting facts in 1933. Man, this is like some back of my brain.
Dude, this is like Janko's 311.
Yeah,
like,
man.
what the fish is this? This is like the throwback episode.
I've
Oh.
not sung like heard that Tiny Toon song for forever, and it's hilarious that is still in my head.
Oh, I know. It's
Yeah.
great.
And it just restarts every time.
Okay, that's a good thing to see. So, oh, no, look at that. It didn't restart
I meant
It
the
re-
song,
it-
but
oh.
you're right. Like,
the game itself. Okay. Zones by going down pipes and going into things. Do we like that kind of feature?
maybe like stairwells down and like I feel like our game
This-
is more.
I keep missing that
What
jump.
happens? Okay, what happens when he gets hit and dies?
Oh, there's only 2 continues. Oof.
Yeah, do we want continues? Do we care about any
No,
of that?
I think
feel
we
like
wanna-
lives and all of that is just meaningless.
Yeah,
right?
we want to continue. Once you get to a certain point, like, yeah, if you get to a section,
like, so when you die, you don't have a certain amount of lives, right?
No.
You're just like
you get to a section where you have to redo some of the stuff. All right. We may have to tune that, though. I don't know. We'll have to see.
infinity lives.
I like that guy. I know he would pinch my little booty if I tried to.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
nice.
maybe not.
No, you got him.
Those little rats. So this is very Game Boy-esque where you're killing a lot of enemies by jumping on them.
Yeah.
Is our primary thing like punching them? Is that like
Yeah.
your infinite ammo is
So-
always having punching?
Here's what I was thinking. Like, You know how in the other game you were switching back and forth between weapons?
Yeah.
Like, but it was on like a button. You know, it was like, do you either want this or do you want this?
Yes.
And I feel like a cool thing would be bat and gun. So you'd be like, bat.
Oh, here's a story piece.
Okay. So we're gonna have to figure out like conversation text boxes.
Well, and that's a lot of it. Okay, so here's what's interesting. Okay, so we had a conversation. I should have read and actually saw. It says, "Uh-oh, you needed Dizzy's help." Okay, so it's like he has like a secondary character, but that was interesting.
So you can change into him?
I don't know. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna hit some buttons. Oh, you can. So now I can select my character. So I mean, we have a screen. This is not a big ride yet. Okay.
It's not big, right? So you have to be at a certain space. That's interesting. All right, can we do Kirby?
Yeah. Okay, so wait. Well, oh wait. Dizzy can help here. Let's see how this works. I'm not touching anything.
Yeah.
That's cute. So you had to find him. So like you had to find him to do that part.
Yeah. That's like a more complicated system that we're gonna have, I would imagine.
Yeah, but the idea that like if you found someone and they did something, like if you didn't find someone, you wouldn't have them. All right, so that's what happens. He like, okay, that makes sense. When he
Right.
gets hit, he like gets. What do you call that? What is that?
Yeah.
How
like,
did he hit me?
So like
The fish.
So that's what I did for Roby, right? The hit is like a I got hit.
Yeah.
Like, and then so like I got hit, and then he flashes. And then when he dies, I'm sure he has like a death scene, right? So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
flashes.
Well, the flashes is yeah. Oof. Okay. So then he
Oh,
dies.
and then he just like
and he falls off the
and
world.
He falls off the world. So I feel like ours is more realistic.
He just
with,
dies
like,
in this.
the-
Okay. So what? So from this game, anything you liked, anything you hated? Jumping on things seems like a little unrealistic. Like
Yeah,
in like
I don't like
we
that.
jump on a bunch of stuff, which is fine,
Yeah, but no, we're not killing enemies by jumping on top.
right? But not
Like
killing.
we're
on them.
smacking enemies, like or shooting enemies. I don't like collecting things in the sense of
like
random
a bunch
coins.
of random coins.
Yeah,
you don't want to
exactly.
do that.
No. Do we want to collect anything?
I think we want to collect certain things, like story points.
Like, okay,
And it's-
so maybe we need collectible items.
All right, let's go into
And what? And
Kirby.
could a collectible item be like health regen beer, right?
Yeah, like it's like basically regens and story points. All right, we're gonna go to Kirby's. Wait, which one is Kirby?
Is there
Or
Is-
we
is
can do
there-
Maniac Mansion, or we'll do Kirby and then Maniac Mansion.
Kirby's Dream Land 2? Is there
Okay, there's 2 and 1.
is there ammo?
See, that was what I was gonna say. Like when you shoot something, so let's take it to a logical end. If you're having to shoot something and you run out of ammo, would you leave the world, come back, and then you have? I think there should be limited ammo, because then you could just be shooting everything. So imagine a world where like you step out of the world and you come back in and you have a cartridge of like 10 shots or 5 shots. And then like let's say you use them and you miss your enemy and you're like, damn it. You go back, you leave the level, you come back, and then that cartridge is there again. So you have 5 shots to get through this like part of the game.
But then you could just leave and come right back.
You can
in
always leave and come back, but you could never get more than 5 in that world, because your limits help you make it more fun. Because if you have infinite ammo on things, you're just always like shooting everything. And like I'm not saying every part has to be just 5 shots. Maybe like there's a part where like now you have 10 shots, and if you die, you go back to the front part where you're like, oh, there's my 10 shots. I got to try to make it through this part with my 10 shots.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I like the idea of not having ammo. Like, that you don't have to go and collect ammo as part of it.
But I'm saying, like, you would collect once. It's not like you're collecting it all throughout the game, but you're like, this section is going to be hard to do with 10 shots, but you have 10 shots. And you have to use your best effort to use those 10 shots.
Okay. I could see
And
that.
and you could waste 3 of them. You have 3 shots where you can mulligan it, and the
Right.
7 are going to be critical for you to get through this level.
I could see that. Like, that's hard. I feel like that goes into our, like, it's hard, but short.
Like, you
because
want-
that's what I feel like. We want to make hard levels for you know, like, that seems sort of fun as opposed to making a million easy levels. And we're kind of like, we don't want to make huge levels because
Yeah.
we want this to be quicker. So we're sort of like making a short story with like fun little set pieces and hard little areas. I almost think maybe even our levels are too hard right now. Like they're too
Because you gotta
because-
think, you gotta think about it from like the replayability. So I've played it probably, and of course we've made the game.
Yeah.
But you want it to be hard. You want people to try it enough.
Yeah.
That you get
and
through
that's
it.
and that's where I feel like that's what we need play testing for, right? Is to sort of dial that in. So maybe we could do like this level. You know, we did that vertical level, and we do sort of a longer level, and we build that out into something. Because like my kids really want to play it, but they hate the thing of like the thing blowing them up into the air. Like they
Oh yeah,
can't do it.
I don't think that's a
And-
part of it.
No, I know, but like they want to play the game and try it and do things like and give us feedback and stuff on it, but they can't do it until like we get rid of some of that stuff.
But there's nothing that actually takes the, like, you don't have that. In the current version, the blowing up is optional.
No, totally, it's not. You got to get it to get that very first thing.
Which one?
The dash or whatever. Or not the dash.
Nope.
No, the dash is on top of
Yeah.
the
No,
thing.
you don't- you
no,
need-
the double jump. Like some of that has to do with
made the
using that
game.
thing.
You
No,
never
like how do you get the key or at the
The key is the
beginning?
double jump, and then the story point you get double jump.
I don't
If you
know,
have the
man.
double, so if you want, it's a story point is optional. Like I thought we were saying, like you have to use that for story points. Is you have to use the hard little
Yeah.
thing.
Maybe it is. Maybe I think maybe even my version on my Game Boy is an older version.
Oh, okay. Here is something. When you get through a level, you have a little bonus game to do. Now that's something. Like, see how I beat the level, and then like if I tap the A button, he would go high or do something. Like if you get through like a little hard part, and but that's more like you're collecting a bunch of stuff. Everything's going on.
I could see it being like Tapper style. Like, you ever play the game Tapper?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, what if that was sort of the in-between game where you had to help at the bar, right? And you're like, some sort
Oh yeah,
of version
like
of that or
let's just put
something.
minigame. Put minigame.
Yeah.
All right, so we had a request to check on that. Let's see here. We're gonna check on it. We're gonna see if Jackbox is there. We're gonna take a moment. Let's see where we are with this. Mouse style cursor system.
So how Maniac Mansion worked is like you chose what you wanted to do. So you would go up to something and be like, do you want to interact with it? Do you want to ask a question of it? Do you want to touch it? Do you want to, like talk to it? And you would pick any of the things.
It's not looking good. But yeah, maybe we'll do Maniac Mansion in a minute. All right, this is not looking good, folks. Oh, whoa. All right.
It's like, it's going to be all fine until it says, I need to connect to the network to get you going.
Yeah, this is loading. This is going. TKO. Let's see. Let's just check it out. Come on, baby. Come on, loading. It's usually faster than this. It's like usually like a snap of the fingers. Taking a while. Please check your internet connection.
Somebody is saying, it's like, is it literally down?
I wonder if it's me. Let me just double check. I can check.
Jackbox servers down? Question mark?
Yeah, we're gonna check that. We're checking into it. I'll swap the cables or whatever we need to do to make sure this works. But when I go to the Xbox, it says all the servers are up. Yeah, it said it was down. So watch. If I go to my settings, and I go to network settings, and you say test network, your console is connected to the internet. Which would make me say that we're in a good space, that damn thing should work, right?
There's a lot of spikes here and outages reported in the last 24 hours between 5 p.m. and on.
Oh, you damn freaking thing. All right, it's still out. It's still out for now. We will check in.
All
check
of the
in
things
soon.
are Jackbox too, right?
Yeah, it's all Jackbox games. We'll see if we can do that. All right, so let's do Maniac Mansion in this moment.
Yeah.
I know the one day we really want to play Jackbox a lot. Okay, what is it? 9:55. All right, we're gonna have like one more hour to be able to do that. Oh God, I hope it comes back in a minute. Okay, let's see here. Open FPG. What is Maniac Mansion on? Is it NES?
Super Nintendo?
Is it Super Nintendo?
Or Nintendo, maybe? Yeah.
It's NES. Okay, so it's a console. And
This is great. This is just like the Mister. What is this?
this is my
The Retron? Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, the little
No.
analog.
Analog pocket. Not meant for this.
Yeah.
Adam.
No, it isn't. Well, there's the original Metroid. We can play that in a little bit too.
Okay.
So Maniac Mansion, though, is what we're going. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, Ryan's gonna play this one. Did you play it?
I played.
Oh,
I played certain.
Is that Jaleco? Oh, Lucasfilms made this.
Yeah. Yep. This is when Kathy and I were playing a lot of Lucasfilms games, for educational purposes only. Exactly. Novelty purposes, not for resale.
We're just doing some testing to make sure that this thing works.
It's for prosperity, archiving,
under authorization. Oh, yeah,
All
it's
right,
totally
yep.
authorized.
You
We're
got it.
100%.
LucasArts, we're all good, right? Okay, choose two other kids. Razor, leader of the band Razor and the Scummags.
See, okay, we can do all of this.
Bernard.
Like having a mouse on the game and doing that. Like
Alright.
that is so you can go to a point and it can kick over and be a point and click adventure.
Oh,
Imagine
right, yeah.
imagine you're running around like side scroller and then you go to something
that'd
and you can be
cool.
like having those little moments. Would you like that?
Yeah. I think especially in the sense of like looking at something and picking things out of it to look at. Definitely.
I
Okay.
think we can do it.
Jiff lives on the beach, answers to Surfer Dude. Michael, ace photographer for the college newspaper. I think I definitely want that. How do I undo him, pick him, and then I think I want the rocker chick.
So,
Razor, leader of the band Razor and the Scumheads, and the photographer plus main character nerd.
So explain this because I've never played this.
We're picking our main characters.
But how does it work? Is it point and click?
Yeah. Well, no. So you go up to things, and then you have to say what you're gonna do. Okay. We gotta get around. Look at that moon. It's huge.
Okay, this reminds me of this game that I used to have on PC. You would run it on DOS, and I can't remember what it was, but you would literally go to things and you had to type out what to do. You'd be like, pick up the
Yeah,
key.
right.
Is that what this is like?
No.
Okay.
So, but it is tedious in that sense. Like, so it'll just have a whole see how it's like weirdly up at the top?
Yeah.
Because down here at the bottom are about to be all these different like commands that you can do throughout the game.
That's
And
cool.
see, what is cool is like, no matter, or like, depending on which person you picked, you would get sort of different kind of like story beats from them.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing the rocker chick and the photographer. So then like the photographer wants certain things, or he has certain dialogue options.
It's like,
that are
this
cool.
moon is looking hella
So,
good.
like-
oh my god, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And you're doing this as the controller, right?
Yeah. So I can push him to be like, go over here.
Does everyone else? Oh, this looks
Yeah.
like the
Right.
same thing.
Come down here.
Oh, you already know where to go, don't you?
No, but I was gonna show you. Go to address sign. Okay.
Read.
Read address sign.
So you probably have to like do something to like.
See how you're like completing a sentence almost,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're like read address sign, and then it says that.
There's a key. You gotta break the vase to get the key.
Go to doorbell.
Trick or treat.
Use doorbell.
So clearly we're not gonna use. Oh, you just get let in by an alien dude. Emo.
He does look a little emo. There's little kitties everywhere. Our piggy.
Like, what's up, bro? He has an X-wing. Did you see that? Oh,
Yeah,
that was
good.
Lucasfilm. That was a nice little in.
Is he coming?
Can't open the door. Go look in the mailbox.
Go to mailbox. Open.
Look. He had to go down the stairs very carefully. He's like, "What are you doing in my mailbox?"
Can't you read the sign?
All right, what do you like about this? The point and click part?
The like needing to click on things in the background and sort of find out like being like, oh, bushes, right?
Use those bushes, dude. Yeah, use the bushes.
That doesn't seem to work. You get a lot of that, right?
Yeah. Pull those bushes. Oh, whoa.
Go to oh, I did it.
Oh, you pulled the bushes. Damn, I was jacking around.
Yeah, me too. Push. Grading. I can't budge it. It's rusted shut. Open. Grading. Oh. So we need some kind of like,
That was interesting.
yeah. See, so like, I
Go,
mean,
yeah, other bushes. Go to other bushes.
bushes.
It was pull bushes, right?
Pull bushes. Yeah. But see how he had like a specific thing to say?
He said, read the sign. What was the sign? I mean, we read the...
Can I just go out? No. And what happened to my party?
They're just like, bro, I don't know. Weird emo kid here. Where's the sign here? Is that a sign back there? What's that white thing?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, it is a sign. Can't you read
Read.
the sign?
Warning.
Case of the Golden Idol. It's a point-and-click mystery adventure puzzle game. Oh, that's a good point. What kind of puzzles? What is it? What system is on that? Or is that on?
It's like PC, I think. I think I might have played some of that. Is that an Indiana Jones game?
I'm not sure.
There's
Okay,
no like talk to?
let's see here. I'm going to...
New kid? Oh, see, I could change it. So now I'm Razor. And they just sort of stay wherever you put them?
Oh, you take other people. Then the emo's going to be like, oh, hey, baby.
Yeah, open.
Solving crimes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, I don't think I would want to be like clicking on everything and trying to like push everything and pull everything and use everything and do everything.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah,
I think
agree
it's
with
more like the discovery of finding things in the area. But what I do like, the problem, I like when you roll over something, you're like, oh shit, that's a thing I gotta click on, right? Where the stairs is nothing. but the bushes is something, and it sort of shows you. And that's where I feel like some of our game is missing. Of like, I need to be able to know that something when it's clickable, something happens when I go across it or something. Like it jiggles or it flips or something at the bottom says picture, or
But
jukebox.
So I put myself in the shoes of like this
shimmering, yeah.
Yeah, like you have a little enough that you know to click it. But that's guiding you right to it.
Yeah.
Because the other side of it is, and this is what your son said. They're like, there's no instructions, and what do I do?
Right.
And so, how much do you want to just have people like trying things versus? Because some games, like, okay, let me put this. When you get to first game, sometimes it takes you an hour to figure it out, and then once you figure it out, it takes like 2 seconds to do it.
Right.
And so, like, what's the balance of how deep you want that to happen?
Well, because I feel like if you show people that there is stuff there, they're gonna click on it, right? Like likely, because they're curious of that. Oh, the thing flickered, or the thing came up that said the name or whatever.
Okay.
If you don't do anything, everyone's just gonna run past it unless those things are super critical to like understanding the puzzles, right? Because then if like you go by something and the photograph is going to tell you, the password for the lock on stage 2 is 334, then you're going to click on everything as you go through it. And even then, if you're going to click on anything, what I don't want is people just jumping around and clicking on everything, right? Like you're swinging the bat or doing whatever the action item is. Like I would rather them sort of jumping around and doing things, and then when something happens as they go by it and it flips or
I think it's shimmer.
Shimmers.
I think it's shimmers.
Like,
Put shimmer on the board.
Okay.
We need a shimmer.
I also think it could be cool if it just wrote what it was down below. I'm kind of into that. Like this, where just as you walk by it, it's like door, or as you show up to the thing, it goes Grandpa's picture.
Okay, I like that. So like you don't miss it.
Yeah.
I like that actually. I'm trying to think how you do that. Well, I mean, it already would have that, but shoot.
So interactable elements.
So I'm installing GB Studio 4.02 because I wanted to. I'm gonna create the sample project, and I wanted to show you what is available. Okay, this music is being.
Yeah, we
annoyingly
can turn this off.
All right, let's see here. All right, so I'm in GB Studio right now, and we're gonna compile this game. And the reason I did that, we watched a couple games. The GB Studio demo has a bunch of different pieces in it that might help us to think like, okay, how can we do some of that? So you just did a point and click adventure, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we should do point and click? Should that be on the line? Like, imagine everything we just did. So if, let's say, Roby goes to the board that has the grandpa's picture on it.
Yeah.
Should instead of him just, like, clicking it and then it just showing a full screen picture, like, he goes to it and now it kicks over and it's like, it is the board.
Yeah.
And then the little, like, I don't know, little hand or whatever little clicker is you're just using the mouse thing and you're moving it around on that board.
I absolutely think that should be part of, like, we're going to get bored with, like, jumping puzzles, right?
Right.
And so what we're going to need is some kind of thing that says, like, hey, you got to get the code from something, or you got to, how many times did he climb, Mount Punjari or whatever, right? And you have to go in and you have to find things.
Okay.
And I think like I could imagine looking at a giant, display case and clicking on things and learning about it, right? Or like clicking on the skull and clicking on like different parts of the skull and learning about it. Like I feel like all of those things seem would be good. So maybe
I'm just seeing if this is working. Just seeing if Jackbox has got their shit together. It's not looking good here. My shit's glitching on this part. Damn you, Jackbox. They had to screw you on the one day that we really wanted to play Jackbox, but I think we've been doing some formative pieces here. We'll really apologize. We're gonna, you know what? I think next time we'll have to play like almost like a full day of just Jackbox, like a Jackbox hangout would be really fun. But not today. Put in your complaints, Jackbox.
Good, tell them.
Tell them it's not. This is a fiber show tonight.
You're like, these things should be going lickety split.
Absolutely, they are. We're at like a 5,000 kbps tonight. There have been 0 frames dropped thus
Jesus,
far
man.
in this amazing show.
Nice.
Are we doing pluses and deltas? Yeah. Are we? Give us some insights as to what we're thinking for this. So right now we have movable platforms, breakable platforms, like ice kind of stuff, regen, health items, enemies respawn, no repetitive collection,
Infinity lives.
collectible items. You can regen on health as it, and story items. That's your collectibles. Maybe ammo you gotta put on there.
I thought we weren't doing ammo. I thought you were getting basically all your ammo every time.
Yeah, Delta, no Jackbox. Oh, God, I want to punch Jackbox in their proverbial digital dick because like they're pissed right now. I was like down to play some Jackbox. I want to play a bunch of it tonight. No, so okay, let me explain this part to it as this loads. Imagine you go into the level, and you know how the rat's running back and forth when you go into that door?
Yeah.
Imagine you go into the door, and there's a clip. And when you go into the level, you get the clip, and you get 5 shots on your gun.
Right. I can see that.
But then if you leave that level, like
you no longer have the gun?
You don't have the shots. Like you have the gun, but it's empty.
Okay.
But you go in there, you got your 5 shots while you're in that level.
Yeah.
So the idea is that, first of all, maybe it's hard to get the shots. Like, you have to get the clip because it's there. So there's like a little thing, and then now you got the shots. Now, out of the 5, you need 100%, you need to use 3 of them to kill 3 things.
Right.
So you get your things, you make your way through, and let me make it even different. You have to kill 2 for sure. Like, you can't pass it without killing 2.
Yeah.
The third one, it's easier if you hit it, but you could jump over it if you have enough skill. So what you've now created is a level where I have to get the ammo and I have to kill some stuff. But when I leave the level and I come back, you're like, damn it, now I have to do all that again. So like it gives you this moment where you have to try to traverse the level, and there's some skill involved. Because one of the things I hate about games is when you have full on everything, all your health or infinite ammo, and you make through like just enough of a skill that you have to make it through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm going with it?
And so like I think it could be a puzzle element and also an element of like it's a little suspension of disbelief. You know, because why would you just throw away all your bullets when you left the room?
Right.
Or why would you always have a clip in the drawer or whatever, like floating above the thing? So it's a little bit of that, but whatever. He's already jumping around and doing a bunch of things. Like we're gonna have to have some suspension of disbelief, but I think it clears up some of the like we don't want to just be collecting a bunch of crap, right? And you get to a level and you'd be like, oh, now we have to give him a bunch of, ammo and things like that.
Well, what if it was that, like, once you got the 5, you just have 5 bullets? Like, you can only hold the 5.
No, I think I like the idea of being like, some areas of the game need bullets.
Right. But
you walk into an area, but then see, here's part of it too. You're saying like, I'm thinking you walk into a level like you're walking through a door.
Yeah.
And there's the thing there. And if you walk through a different door or back through the opposite door that you just came out of, now you're at 0.
Right.
But when you walk through, you get 6, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you were talking about like, let's say I move to a different section of the level and I come back. Now the enemies are all back. And I'm like, God damn it, I already spent my thing.
No, I think when you get into a level, you clear that thing, but the second you decide to go to the door at the top or the bottom and you come back in that world,
that's
everything
when the
comes
enemies
back.
okay, so it's not just you left their line of sight or you
Correct.
left them on the thing.
Correct.
Okay.
I think that's where it's at. So what I'm gonna do here, this is very loud.
Yeah.
This is the demo. So we made none of this. This is what GB Studio gives you. There's some parallax scrolling in the background.
Love that.
So one of the first things is just notice on. Let me take it down. Listen to this thing that I put on here, by the way, when I turned the volume down. Do you hear that little like? It's not the normal like whatever.
Yeah.
I made it really subtle.
Nice.
It's like nice. So what I was gonna say is that when you run around, what do you see about the parallax in this one? And I know we're diverting, and I want to show you the point and click, and that's the point of me doing this. But when you run around, there is a line that is like right here, and what it's saying is, as you run to the right, your background is going a certain amount. Like you can jump through it, but this parallax is basically saying this top half up to this pixel layer right here moves slower than this pixel layer down.
Right.
So if we wanted to do little parallax stuff, we can do that, but you
That's
can't
how
like,
we would have to
but
do
you
it,
can't
it can't
intermix
yeah,
it.
they
so to
can't
speak.
like they can't be transparency on top of another
Correct.
one in the background.
And so it's
so
like,
that's why it almost like it looks like it in this one. They did it like just perfectly.
right. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a part all the way down to this pixel, and then this pixel all the way down to
Yeah,
like here
that
or
one.
wherever the floor is. So there's
Yeah.
3 things. So like
The grass moves faster than
Right.
the hills, which moves slower than the mountains.
as long as you understand those constraints, you
Totally.
can do some cool things with it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted you to be aware, like that is
Yeah,
a way
okay.
you can do some of those pieces. So they're like, here's how you could do a platformer, here's how you can do parallax, and here's how you can interface with things.
Yeah.
So that's what the point of this demo is. Then you go here, and you're like, oh, cool, you're still in platformer mode. And then you go into the room, and now you're like, check
Right.
it out, you're point and click. So
Yeah.
I like this idea that this would be like the poster board. And,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, oh, cool, poster.
Or like the case for Skull Bobs.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you would be like and then you would be clicking around and doing things. You'd be like, oh man, there's a tag at the bottom or something. Click on that, and then it tells
Yes.
you things, right? And so you sort of have to look around. So I love that idea of being like, we're gonna have 3 of those in the tavern, right? Or
Yes.
4 of those in the tavern. Where would they be the most like to get you? You know.
So I'm gonna
storyline.
zoom in just to give you context of what this is. So if you take this scene, this is our scene, right?
Yep.
All it's doing is it's like the cursor, this little guy, is basically Roby, but they just
Right.
say like instead of
You
it
can
being,
fly anywhere.
Yeah, it's think about it like this. This is a Zelda map
Yeah.
where there's not platforming. It's just you're running around on a thing, and instead now you're just running around on a thing.
Good night, Stealth Mouse. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. Good night. Love you, babe. All right. So then you have these little sections
Yeah.
where you overlay on some of these different pieces.
Okay. I'm think these point and click sections.
Like I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. So I think it should be the Skull Bob case. What other things do you think would be like a cool part for this? Because the board is in the room of the Skull Bob case, so it can't be both of them in the same room, right? That feels like it's blowing your
I mean, you could do multiple ones. Why not? I mean,
no, I know, like, but we're probably only gonna have the, because we got to do the art for it all and everything,
Sure.
right?
I mean, it
And
gets
so,
to the
like,
art.
maybe you do like 3 or 4 per.
I don't
like-
think there's a limit, but I'm just saying like it's like a feature of the game where you can do puzzles. Like what I think would be cool. Like what? Okay, here's the thought. What if you go in that room, and the case is like you go to it first, and they're like there's glass in the case, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And then you're like, damn it. So then you go over there, and then you go to the other board, and you're like clicking it, and then you flick something around. You're like, you found a hammer, or like
Yeah.
you tore something off.
Totally.
And then that's what you.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how like the stuff will get more complicated, right? With like the items, because I loved the idea of for our game of being like each level has 5 items or something
Yeah.
like that you're getting, and I don't necessarily think. I think like the weapons should be different things. Like I think you
Sure.
should sort of get 5 things per level, and as opposed to the hammer and the gun and stuff like that. That should be sort of weapons almost. But I love the idea of saying like, okay, you're gonna get 5 items in this level. Once you get an item, it probably unlocks something else, right? So you get access to something else,
Right.
And that being like maybe you get the bat, right? And then at some point, then you get to smash open the lock that opens the case. So then when you click on the case, oh, you can see all of the stuff inside of it or whatever.
I think that, I mean, that would be great. And it would be interesting because you could have 2 different worlds where like maybe it's point and click at a certain point.
Yeah.
And you're there and the case is like not broken at that point.
Yeah.
But then when you break it, and we'd have to make 2 different art
right.
pieces of it, but then
Yeah.
it's like here's the broken part and you're clicking on it.
Like it's you have a version with it closed where you can't click on anything,
Yeah.
and you can sort of see it a little bit, but it's like, oh, it's locked or whatever. Like you're gonna have
Yeah.
to find something to break open that lock or whatever.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, I like
But
that idea.
What I wanted to show you about this is the transition. So you're in that and then you're in that mode. Like that feels good.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like super obtuse. The other thing is look at this. You're crawling up a slope.
Yep.
And so sloping is the thing that we started to use, and like I like the idea of sloping. So one of the things about this part is if we start to break down this level, notice how at a certain point, and we already saw it, but she was here and triggered a discussion with this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say go back further. Does it ever come back?
It doesn't, because I think it does it on a
Does it
singular.
once? Okay.
So see, there's this. So if I go click on it, let's go look at the logic behind it. It's saying like local 0 is false. So what it's basically saying is that when you first come in the level, this is set to 0.
Yeah.
When you hit it, it's saying like turn it to true, and then throw this like discussion point
Yeah.
on there.
Because I think we're gonna need a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, because we're going to want to walk into the bar for the first time and meet Dee, right? And she'll have a whole conversation with us.
Right.
And then we'll walk over and we'll meet, the AB. And we'll be like, oh, man, the alien, like, what's going on here? I feel like there's going to be a ton of those.
Yeah, and so, all right, so we got this. There's little saves in here. They're just showing you can save
Yeah, like,
stuff.
do we care about save game? Is it, like,
Maybe
automatically saving?
Maybe we do. Maybe you, like, decide to make a save. Okay, here's the transition. So now, let's see. I'm not touching anything. It auto makes you go into... Now it goes then to Zelda style.
Yeah.
So now you're Zelda.
I think that's too complicated. for
Right,
our
I
game.
don't think we do Zelda style. I agree.
So no, like top down.
No, because then it makes it like it feels different. I know this is the demo where they're trying to show everything, and I think the rest of this demo. Okay, here's the only benefit to this is that it definitely makes it way more adventure-y.
Yeah.
If you
And
go
I
this
feel
route-
like you're used to going things like this and clicking on things and talking to everyone and all of that kind of stuff. Right.
So
and
this is where,
pushing things.
yeah, this is where puzzles could be a thing. So let's see here. You can push that up. Push that up. So then that makes a fun little puzzle, right?
Yep.
So what's this do? Let's see here. Try to get the ice. If you get stuck, I'll reset it. Okay, fair enough. So you come in here. That looks like an ice block, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's that thing I need. Oh, shoot. No, it didn't land on there. So clearly you could see.
Yeah. And then right.
Like, these little puzzles are fun. So now when you put it on that
I just feel like it's gonna be too complicated to have 3 different scenes.
okay, look
for
at
each
now.
one.
Now it goes back into like
Right.
platform.
No, I would love to do all of those things.
And a coin. Now you're getting your way out of there. I don't know what that coin is, but yeah, it just feels because that character doesn't look great. Now you have to redo the puzzle to get out of here. Right?
Yep.
The little guy like runs. He has a run script to get away from you. Oh shoot! I thought I glitched the game. Punk. Like
I thought that was like a knife that he had in his hand.
the little
A little white, like.
exclamation.
No. He has like a. I think it's just his hand. But.
So this demo just shows a lot, and like actually I haven't been using any of the demo. I've done everything. Okay, she's beep booping it. He's like, you can't get on our spacecraft, but I beep booped it. Let's see if I can get out of here. I can't remember if I can. Ooh. So now look at it's like a little flying game.
See, and I feel like this could be like if we wanted to, this could be like an arcade game
like you're
or something
chasing.
that you pay.
I was thinking like if we chased. Oh yeah, like an arcade game that would be fun.
Or you're right. Like if he got into the spaceship and was chasing after our AB at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Now this one's kind of cheap, like because like how many games are like this?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, like is this really all that fun?
so then at the end it's weird. I'm just running around in space.
And collecting dogs?
Yeah, like there's a dog in space, and then you're there, and then it goes back to the original. So what this one does is it really shows the whole side. So the other side about this. Oh, I don't even know if I can get to it. I guess not. Oh yeah, there it goes. It has your quest list.
Oh, right.
So it's similar to what we do.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
this-
would you want quest lists in there? In our thing? I feel like it's more like about collecting all the items in the thing. I liked that idea.
But I think that's kind of what this is, just a different version of it. Because what we're saying is we don't tell you what you need to do.
But you could, right? Could I glance over the top of it when I go into that menu in our game?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there would be like a shadow of it or something, or some kind
I think
of
what would be
little-
cool is that like you have to talk to somebody and then it tells you what the quest is.
Oh, right.
Like
yeah.
there's something about that. So I would
Yeah.
say like you have to find the quest. Maybe to
Right.
put that on the board. Like
Okay.
find the quest.
But like, because these are all. So is every quest a item? Because then the
Yes.
item would have to be there, and that's what
Yes.
you would trigger. Okay.
Yes. I think we would have to do that. All right, this is going to be our last shot at seeing if freaking this game is there. God. Jackbox. What do you think they're doing in the Jackbox Studios right now? You think they're freaking out?
I don't know.
They're like, oh my God, our Jackbox Studio services.
They're probably pissed at who's ever hosting their stuff.
If they do it themselves.
I think you should. Did you reset the Xbox?
Yeah, I reset it. Reloaded it. Check the things. Oh, it's working on his Xbox. What game were you playing? So like Drawful loads right there, but then it decides not to load. Wait, are you hearing? You shouldn't even be hearing this other stuff.
You shouldn't be hearing this. Be careful. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. It's been fun. Be careful. I appreciate it. Hopefully the move went well.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's like a hard reset you can do on Xboxes
Oh yeah.
and
So,
things.
wait. I know it.
What do you do?
You go to the power settings and you're like full shutdown or something. I have to do that all the time.
All right. Well,
We have
here's
like nearly a launch.
I'm
Series X.
gonna try to restart it one more time. We'll see if this goes,
Okay.
and if we can get a game in, we will. Mike Azul, where can I buy
Gronkle?
Gronkle? No, what was it? It's Kronkinol. Is there a good place to buy a Kronkinol game? Make one myself. I'll 3D print a Kronkinol mini version of it. All right, we're gonna turn this Xbox on and see if we can't get this thing going here. Croak. Thank you. That helped. Kronkinol. You've probably been 100% being like, you bastards. This is what the game. Did you find all your pieces of your games? I felt really bad leaving, man. Yeah. Parameter. I love that you remember that. I felt bad leaving today because I was like, I wanted to help you like collect that, but everyone was doing them. Okay. I watched people use your Connect 4 game and they would drop things on there. I was like, what was the other game that you purchased, or not purchased, but brought? There was one that had like some magnets on it, and then I played it and some things magnetized to each other, and I was like, oh no, how does this thing work? It must be regional with this, like in the servers that we're connecting to or something, or making this not work. Because it is totally showing I have an internet connection and everything with these games.
Do other online games for you work on Xbox?
Well, I mean, that's a good point. Let me try that. Let me try Pack 5. We'll try this last one. No, I don't want to. We're sorry. We can't seem to connect to Jackbox. It's totally a Jackbox thing.
Yeah. Not happening.
It's not. They just said they didn't want us to play tonight. They're like, we're not gonna do the damn thing. All right. Well, if that's the case, then all we can do is continue with our last part. We have 30 minutes left, Ryan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jankbox. I love that. I am super pissed because I was stoked to play games tonight. Well, I mean, we did get to play some Game Boy. Oh wait, did we play all the Game Boy games that we were supposed to play?
No, we didn't.
Was there one
we
more?
We could do some of those. I know we wanted to play.
Let's finalize that. Let's just make sure we're not.
I mean, I heard Gargoyle's Quest has platforming and RPG elements. Kid Icarus.
All right, which one should we do?
Do Gargoyle's Quest.
All right, which system is that on?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Gargoyle's Quest. That's got to probably be an NES game.
Yeah, 1990. That might be Game Boy or NES.
I don't know. Gargoyle's Quest. Anybody have any ideas on this one? Oh, console. Let's just try this. Let's go to. Let's do because it is Game Boy. All right. From that core. Gargoyle's Quest. Are you sure? Oh, there it is. I don't think I've ever played this.
Me neither.
That classic little Game Boy. Ding. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's a little story.
The Ghoul Realm.
Great Pearl. You really had to use your imagination back in the day.
Did you say Great Pearl?
Did I say that? Fudge. You know what I said the other day? I got to tell you this one. So somebody had... Okay, how do you spell the word cries?
Cries.
Okay, thank gosh. Because there was a word... Somebody put the word CRYS on something. And I was like... Chris? Cries?
Yeah.
And then something like, that's cries. And I was like...
Yeah, no,
But
that's
then-
not on you.
Okay. Because I was like...
Because
really,
that's misspelling it.
all right. I was...
And being like, oh, I assume
yeah.
you would get it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so this is very...
Zelda-like.
Yeah, very Zelda-like. They are very strong. Okay. Wait. Firebrand. Why do we keep running in?
A new person runs in every time to tell you this next bit of dialogue.
Oh, you're... Oh, yeah. So you are a gargoyle.
But then they said, yeah. Then
Oh,
they
look
said
at
there
this.
was there was side-scrolling elements.
Who said that?
The ChatGPT, when I asked it, give me some games that have side-scrolling and like a float, and then but he loses
I love that. I love that.
a float at some point.
It's like you can fly. So wait, hold on a second. Let me see. If I jump. So he has like a moment where he like flies, but then it runs out.
He has the edge jump.
Oh, he does. You got to try this. This is fun. It is actually pretty damn fun.
But I can't Okay. You think I can get this? Nice. I don't know what that did for me.
Oh man, I've never played this game. This is awesome. It actually has like feels of. No, I'm not saying it's Roby, but it has like a. I don't know. There's something about it I like.
The sticky edge is fun.
So there's the edge doing, but yeah, like we didn't. We had edge slides, but not sticky edge.
Oh, see, because then you can like.
So we were thinking that it would be definitely the Roby story. We were thinking that you could do. We were thinking from the DEI version of it, like you'd have a Roby, or a Robin, or a robot. Probably just.
Exploded.
Yeah, because he hit that. I like that. Like that death was very interesting. So what we thought is you can create a variable of the name. So you could have Roby, Robin, or the robot. Then once you change the variable, you'd be able to change the sprite.
Yeah,
But
not switching necessarily to like D or AB.
right, and you could. So theoretically, like let's say at the very menu of the game, if you swap to one variable, then all the variables in the rest of the game would be like, "Hey robot" or "Hey Robin," and then you would have the sprite changed in all the different levels. The thing about it is that it just adds a whole nother layer of complexity to it.
Oh, how many hits do you get?
2?
You only get 2 hits.
I don't know.
Tough.
Well, that's like how most of those games. I like this game, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the hardness of it, and then this is a great thing.
Oh, the talk, use.
Check.
Can't find anything.
See, this does the double, right? So when he goes back down, let's look at his character sprite. He's a what? One? Is it 16 by 16 or is that 8 by 8? That's 16 by 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so when he goes back to like the mode of, it's not the same sprite, right?
No way. Look,
Yeah,
it's like
no.
super different.
He's like 32 by 32 at that point. He's all towering.
yeah, probably at least 32.
Well, that's 32. You can almost tell from the blocks. So is that how the gun would work?
Yeah, like that slowly. I sort of like that rather than like bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
bam, right? Like slow gun.
Like you have to shoot. You only have a certain amount of bullets per thing. Like, is it a gun then? Is it something else?
Well, like I had always had it as like you get the gun when you get the skull bob, you know,
Okay.
like when you collect him and then you have him on your back, and then like that transforms you so you could be like and shoot like Mega Man style, like, you know, energy orbs or whatever, right? And so it was never like a pistol, but you know, if we need to do it for like how the story,
I was
might
just
work,
thinking, like,
or how the functions work.
Does it have to be a pistol? Like, what else would you like chuck or shoot? Like, what if it was because I was trying to think about the bullets that we were saying. Like you were saying, it doesn't. It's like a suspension of disbelief when you leave that level.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we get away from like the gun part, and maybe you're like, you found 5 like blades or something, and he like chucks them as blades because it would make sense more. Because a gun, you're like bam, 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 and they should shoot fast.
Right.
What if he's like throws this thing?
Yeah.
Just like this one, it's like he's not really throwing, but something shoots out, but like
Right.
you're throwing something.
Yeah, I think that could be cool. And then the I mean, I always thought that the skull bob should give you something like as an offensive weapon when you find him. But maybe it doesn't have to be shooting.
But maybe that is when the shooting comes in. Maybe that's when the shooting comes
Yeah,
in.
so I could see that, right? Like before then, like
You-
so maybe you're like, I have baseball bat in the tavern. I have like throwing knives or something like that in the brewery, you know, like the bottling plant
Yeah.
basically. And then once you get Roby, then you have a gun that you're using to go through the
You mean the skull?
grandfather's. Yeah. So like you have a skull, and I feel like that's when you're like Hadouking, you know, or whatever.
yeah.
Like, you know, it's not a pistol, but it's like energy
Yeah,
something.
the
that
energy
you're
weapon.
shooting or
I like
whatever.
the idea of not getting like a gun for some reason. Like
no,
it's just
I mean, I don't want to promote gun use, to be honest. I'm not a huge like gun owner or anything, so I'm
Yeah.
cool with it not like being you know, a Smith and Wesson. Like,
yeah, it would be really cool to just all right, how
How am
would
I
you
supposed
do?
to get this?
Go get that other thing at the top?
But then like how am I supposed to get that?
So you get that, you float, you touch that, and then you shoot on the way back down. I like the challenge. Let me try
Float?
it. Let me try it. Or are you good?
No,
you-
no, you're good.
All right, let's see here. See, like he has that float. Like you're not hitting it, right? You just hit the float.
Yeah.
Okay. Because this one, then he
And then
gets
it
there.
just gives you a little bit. It just gives you so many seconds.
Yeah. So like in this case, you'd be like, "That's shooting him." All right, it does. What does that even get you? That
I
other
don't know
thing?
what that gives you. Your health back?
Shoot, how do I? Oh, wings.
But see, you did it too far because you gotta like they only give it to you for like 2 seconds, right? So you gotta make it at like the top of your.
But that's what I was trying to say. Like, how do I get so? Oh, and look at that guy came back.
Yeah.
I like his little like splatter.
There you go.
What did that give me?
I don't know if it gave you anything because you had all your health. And now you just gotta kill this guy again.
Which is not a problem. Man, this is so. I love that little splatter. Like that looks great.
There's gonna be a guy down here.
Okay.
It sort of sucks you can't slide down the walls. Like I want it to be like, when I push down, he like slides down it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
So like drop down and then hover, and then go to the right.
Okay.
So you got it because you have a life now.
Oh shit.
You wasted both of your lives.
Ah,
Game over.
that was hard.
Game over.
All right, what was the other one? You said there was one more.
Okay. Kid Icarus?
Kid Icarus. Is that Game Boy?
NES.
Oh.
Now Kid Icarus was like a huge that was like a very popular.
Where is it? Is it
Game.
console? What the heck is this? Oh, this is. I got it. NES.
because it was handheld, right?
Yeah. I need to re-update this. I forgot how to update it, and I've asked Mike Azul, and then I forgot. All right, let's see. Kid Icarus. That's going to be K's. All right. Kid. Oh, there it is. All right, you call this one. I want you to play it. This is fun. I actually really
Okay,
like
so what
this.
did you like about the last one? Anything we should write on the board? There were lots
There
of
was
things,
something
right?
about him like floating. Well, I think we did it. We was throwing.
Yeah.
We decided the throw
Okay.
was the thing. So like, the throw is for sure it. If you're seeing things you like or when you played games, chat, you gotta let us know. Throwing seems kind of cool. I'm just imagining you're like throwing a gear or throwing some like you could even have if we're gonna go with the whole drinking thing, he like picks up a 6-pack and he's chucking a
bottle caps, or he's
Yeah.
throwing bottles,
Yeah,
just
he's
like
chucking
whipping bottles
bottles.
and stuff. I like that idea.
Oh, Kid Icarus is not looking good here. All right. Kid Icarus Revision 1. Let's try this one. Virtual console. All right, here we go. Ooh, is that a little like arrow?
Yeah.
Ooh. He's like a little Cupid. Okay, there's collecting again. A lot of the older games, I think the difference is that they had to program it. Everything was programming then. It's like our original game where you had ones and zeros and you mapped a tile and you said like, I pixel made this tile perfect and now like put that in this like little section. I think that's the difference. Oh, what the hell?
Where am I supposed to go here?
I don't know. Maybe there's supposed to be something that's ooh, that's a nice little duck. Kid Icarus.
Right.
Yeah, where are you supposed to go?
Oh, I'm going around the side.
Wow.
It's a revelation.
What the hell are
I
those?
wanted to hide, but it doesn't. Little snakes?
Why are they after you?
Oh, that's
Ooh,
right.
those
You're
are
gonna come
scary.
back this guy. Get over here. Come on.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa, how did you dodge that? Who's like skill? Get that heart, bro.
Oh, and that's death? I'm finished.
That's crap.
Sacred words? What?
It looks fun.
This is more like you're a tiny little guy, right? On like a giant
All right,
platformy screen.
I have a game that I want you to play,
Okay.
and
Oh wait.
Okay,
Can
what's
we do one more?
yeah, sure.
Okay, it's a handheld,
Okay.
the Jetsons.
Oh, a Game Boy
Yeah.
original.
I think I don't know. I don't know, the Jetsons or Jetsons?
Let's try Jetsons. Oh, there it is, Jetsons. I saw it.
Robot Panic.
Is that the one?
I heard this was like way better than it should be and kind of in our
This one?
Robot Panic, yeah, whatever.
I think this is it. Man, I'm just surprised you hadn't played Game Boy, but I understand it. Like, if you had an SNES, who would play Game Boy? I guess when you were like away from your like the people that were, oh, I had the Game Boy and this. When I go on vacation, I do this.
Okay, so do we want things like this?
Yeah, we
Like scenes
Scenes with
with
talking.
like cut scenes almost?
they're
With, like,
not cutscenes. They're like talking cutscenes.
talking cut scenes.
And you could probably erase all that crap at the bottom. I don't even know what's on the bottom. You're saying this one's really good?
All I had seen when I was looking up things that I wanted to sort of like emulate, and there were Reddit posts and all sorts of things. Yeah. What you want? Spaceball Dome, concert hall, or shopping mall? Let's do shopping mall. And this is. Oh God.
That was a damn huge fall. Oh, see, we need those things.
Conveyor belts.
Frick, yeah.
Yeah, like the bottling plant or whatever has to have conveyor belts.
You know what I love is that the old games always have conveyor belts and spikes.
Yeah. How am I supposed to get up there?
You shooting?
Nope.
Oh, it's that up thing.
Man,
You did a great job on that
it
one.
was good. It was very good. Because I have nothing else, right? Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you can pick up blocks. Oh, you have blocks down at the bottom. So you need to
What can I
jump. Can you
do?
throw
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh, what? Get out of here. Now I can't get up here.
Oh, you can chuck things.
Bottling center and conveyor belts. Yeah, totally. How was I grabbing things? Oh, is this like fast?
Glitch the game, bro.
I know, seriously.
What are you hitting?
R like
Oh yeah, maybe those aren't actually-
real buttons. I can't get anything now. Do I have to kill myself?
Murder yourself, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the idea that
Like grabbing things and putting things somewhere.
Wait, was that there before?
Because I think I got this one last time.
Oh. The sad thing is,
Okay.
yeah, but how do you drop it?
Ah, yeah, weak.
There's not like a double jump. Oh, wait.
And see, where did this cat come from?
I heard this game was super stoked.
Yeah, seriously. Damn it.
Oh, you did get that block.
There. Okay.
Wait, whatever you did to get the block, just do that again. Oh, I guess you can't. Oof. Don't kill. Oh, yeah.
But I kind of need it or I can't get out of here, right?
Can you grab the sides?
No.
Whoa.
Everything comes back.
Yeah, because it's funny because there's All right.
All right.
Let me try
next one.
this.
Do a different person's area.
Whoa. What the?
What just happened? You're on like double. You're on the speed that I was doing. Maybe push it again.
Oh, yeah.
But was I doing like accidental double speed or something?
Yeah.
Straight into the drink.
Whoops.
I think maybe this one was because of the lifting up thing. I think like everyone has their own thing that they do. Killing it.
I'm good at this.
Game
Ryan.
Boy expert. Get expert gameplay.
All right, jump.
I was hoping for like a little boost jump or something.
All right.
You can grab box by the side. Like you can't just set them down, it doesn't feel like. Because that's what I thought you would do. I thought you would just set it down and then you would jump onto that and over, right?
Yeah, that sucks.
But I could see picking things up and setting
No,
it
I
down.
would love that. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we could probably have to try that. I don't have that mechanic figured out, but
Okay.
all right. Was there another one?
Yeah.
I wanted you to play a different here.
Have me play something.
So this is the.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh God, Ninja Gaiden would be like ridiculously hard. All right, that's not what I meant to do.
Original Mario Brothers.
No. This is not what I want. Okay, let's see here.
See, we got 8 minutes. Perfect timing.
All right, this one. You gotta play it. This is like Ryan or
Aliens?
Mike Azul and I's favorite.
Okay.
So, I'm not saying that like there's a part of this I could see. Like, think about this being in an arcade in 1987. It looks pretty good for
It's just like
87.
JPEGs.
Yeah, but 80 was it 87?
Is that what it says?
Wait.
86?
86.
No, 90. Right? Because it was based on the Aliens, which came out in 86, but this is
okay.
in 1990.
Oh yeah, I got it at the bottom there. All right, hit the start button to put in coins. I think it's the start
Select.
button.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So imagine you're in an arcade as a kid, chucking in a bunch of coins. So level your coins up. Keep hitting select a bunch of times, and then you got your coins in the
Okay.
middle. So that's like putting things into a.
Okay.
You have infinite ammo.
Great. Can I kill these things? No. Get your little teddy and get out of here.
Has that arcade feel for sure.
Yeah.
It's like it's a button spamming kind of like kill
Yeah.
everything on screen.
Oh, it's good though. I like it. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or
So what I was saying,
Simpsons.
like, is there a part in this game where we have to do like, you're like, all right, you're in. So I know we're adding a whole bunch of different
Right,
elements, and I don't want to
totally.
get too crazy with it. But would there be any? I was imagining this is the end level, when you're fighting the aliens and they're coming at you, and you have your skull all in like
yeah, I can see that.
full thing, and you're like, all right, it's fun. I'm
like
leveled up.
Yeah, like you're killing the last boss and you're just
Yeah.
laying him full. It's like a Contra. You're just like
Yeah.
laying into him.
That's why I wanted to play it. This is what I imagine the end being.
This is very Contra.
Yeah. I wonder if Contra was before this or not. Got your first boss. So I played this, and the first playthrough of me beating it took me like 20 some coins. I was like, what was that? And I was like,
Oh, I love that death animation.
$4 or $5 as a kid.
Yeah, right.
Thought it looked good though for a 1990 game. Good job, Ryan. Found the boss cheat. You have to step to the side.
you have to step to the side.
And now it's like final boss mode. Want to get your
Yikes.
quarters.
Oh,
You have to shimmy.
close.
You should come back. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, eat shit.
The COVID balls.
That tank almost ran me over. Be careful. Oh, nice.
they look really goofy.
They're like woo, 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 running towards you.
Yeah. But think about it. Back in the game,
Totally.
this is
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
totally.
sweetest. You're like, did you see the alien graphics on that?
And this would be the type of thing that I would have loved having on home consoles, right? Because you'd be like, "Oh man, I had to plug in all those quarters when I went to
Yeah.
the when I went to the actual Pizza Hut or whatever." And now I'm good. No, little girl.
It wasn't even pizza. It was Peter Piper Pizza.
No, oh man, God, I really want to go to a Peter Piper Pizza.
Do they still exist?
Yeah, they still exist in like Texas, and
Oh my
they're like
God.
you know where the most Peter Piper pizzas is?
Huh.
Mexico. Like
Really?
apparently they're just like huge in Mexico. That is like a huge thing. That's where they got it big. But there's like still some that you can find in Texas and Arizona and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And I looked it up once because I was like, where's the closest Peter Piper pizza? And it was like 8 hours from your house. And I was like, all right, forget it. Never mind.
Cardboard
But-
delicious pizza.
Totally, but like arcade and stuff, I would. Anytime I go, well, if I ever go to Texas or if I ever go to Arizona, I will have to look up a Peter Piper
It's
pizza.
got to be just like what do you call it? It's probably super expensive anymore to do any of the other things, right?
Well, because the thing that I always thought about it as was arcade. You would have pizza and you had beer and you had arcade.
Yeah.
And my parents would sit there and
Wait,
drink
they
a
were-
pitcher of beer.
They had beer.
Yeah,
At Peter Piper
like
Pizza.
that was the alcohol because you could purchase alcohol, and so they would get pitchers of beer, and they would eat the terrible pizza, and we would go and play in the arcade, and they would drink a pitcher of beer between them or whatever.
Ugh.
And oh yes, of course,
Casa Bonita.
I've
for
done
sure.
the new. I've done the. I did.
Oh,
have
you
done
did the new one.
You haven't heard? Yeah, like
No.
Okay, so I signed up for the
Yeah.
to get the thing, and we were never getting it, never getting it. And then my parents got it, and they were like, because my parents signed up for it,
Yeah.
and they were like, do you want our tickets? Like, you can just, we're never going to be there. And so we're like, great. And so what we did is we were leaving to North Carolina
Yeah.
last Thanksgiving or Christmas, and we were like, we'll sign up for like right before the plane leaves, so that we'll like drive up, do Casa Bonita, then get on the plane, in
Yeah.
Denver. And the only time, because it is like, it's already a B to like get,
Yeah.
get it all and do everything. And the only times was like 3 or like 4 hours before the flight. And I was like, all right, I guess we're going to spend a shitload of time inside of Casa Bonita because we got a lot of time to kill between this. we went and we spent like 3 full hours in Casa Bonita, and we were like rushing to get to our plane afterwards, and it was like amazing.
Oh, really? Is it that good?
Like, well, just in the sense that if you liked Casa Bonita before, and I don't know if you ever went to Casa Bonita.
Oh my God,
and stuff,
multiple
like,
times.
totally,
That was
right?
the place to go as a kid.
So like, it's really neat to see it like in full glory, right? Like I feel like Casa Bonita was always like dirty and grimy, and the food tasted bad, and like everything was terrible about it except for like how just cheesily fun it was. And for one, all really good now. Like the whole entranceway is really like rethought out, but it still has the flavor of like looking into sort of dioramas as you're walking through it, like very pretendy Disney-esque, which it always kind of was.
Yeah.
But like all looks good, all still like cheesy and fun, how you would want it, right? You go and like you could see them cooking the food, same as before, but it's like a full-on kitchen. I don't know if you read like the New York Times article.
Yeah, I heard it
about
was
this.
like they redid it, right? It was supposed to be good.
Well, it was like so I read the New York Times thing, and they said, you know, that when we bought it, they were like, it's gonna cost $10 million to fix it, and our accountants were like, that is a bad investment. You probably shouldn't do it. And so then we were like, we're doing it. $10 million in. And then once we bought it and they started, they were like, it's going to take like actually like $20 million. And then that's when the accountants were like, you really should not spend $20 million on this place. We're doing it. And then they were like, it's really going to cost like $30 million because like we have to dig out the whole basement. There's like a basement part of it that was ruined, and the whole roof needs replaced. And the accountants were like, oh my God, just do whatever you want, apparently. And they were like, fine, because it's going to actually cost $40 million. And so it cost $40 million to redo it. And because they had to strip it down to like the bones, basically.
Oh my God.
But then they were like, okay, well, we're going to strip it down to the bones or whatever. Like, what parts are we keeping and what parts are we, you know? And they were like, it was more like a historical preservation like thing, like because they wanted all the original palm trees that are everywhere and the handrails, and so it was like restoring that stuff more than just like replacing it. They were like, we could have raised the thing to the ground and built a brand new $40 million Casa Bonita on top of it, was twice as big and like even more awesome. But we were like, we couldn't do that. We had to like keep it how it was. And so the great thing when you go into it is like everything is sort of new but old, and it really references all the old stuff that you love. And like part of it is there used to be like there was a full theater downstairs with like stage and everything.
Yeah, oh, I remember that. It was like the whole like area. Hold on, let me turn this.
And they never turned it on anymore because it was decrepit and they couldn't get it. But now there's like a magician show that plays every hour, and you go down there and you do it.
That's how it used to be.
Well, but like they had not done it for forever.
Sure.
And then like I remember them saying that the diving, right?
Yeah.
They said they brought in an electrician. And what happened is you would dive down, and not only was there only one very small section that was large enough or like deep enough for them to dive, there was a 4-foot section that they were like, you definitely can't dive over there or you'll die.
God.
And so they could only dive one at a time because there was only a small section. And then you would swim underneath and then come out at like a secret place. So it would seem like, and that was the electrical room for the entire place.
Oh my God.
And they were like, this is the most dangerous like room I have ever seen. You know, these electricians were saying. So they had to redo all of that. Like every bit of it needed redone. And I loved it. So, and then they were like, well, what if
oh God, I love that they did this.
You know, they said when they went in, they were like, there's these weird elements. There's like Black Bart's cave, and there's like Mexican piñata hitting and puppets, and they were like, it's all very random. They were like, what if we could build in storylines throughout it? And then they were like, no, the fun is that it's random and weird, right? And so they leaned into that more. some of the only things that you could feel their thing on is there's a wishing well. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
You
and
could
the
drop
little, like,
coins into the wishing well.
Face would be
And
like,
there was a face,
"Ooh."
and it was a genie, and he would do things, and he would grant you wishes. Well, they redid it. It's like this like computer generate almost like
Yeah, yeah.
face, but some of the lines now are so good. Like Kathy dropped one in, boom, drops her coin in, right? Which there's also just people walking around, and if you're at the thing, they'll just give you coins. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
here, drop the coins in, whatever. It's just for fun. And so you'll drop the coin in, and the one that Kathy drops hers in, and it goes, your wish is granted. Trump will get a second term. Like, no take backsies. And then it just goes away. And you're and like, so that was, I thought was very funny. But it had little quips like that. Black Bart's Cave is all redone.
Nice.
Like, you know, all really good. Arcade now is
kinda-
like full on, you know, the normal arcade stuff with card. It has a shooting gallery now in the arcade, which is amazing. That looks super cheesy and like Mexican themed. It's like super fun.
That looks like the old version of it.
That looks like the old version, but I think the new version has that same sort of vibe to it.
Yeah, keep it all the same. Like it's like there's not a lot of pictures of it. I'm surprised.
Yeah, like new Casa Bonita or something like that. I mean, I have a million pictures. If you want to look.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just a cool little story to kind of go through it. So in any case,
Yeah.
thank you for that story on that. I don't even know how we got to that point of talking about it, but
Somebody mentioned Casa Bonita in the chat.
yeah, that's right. We were gonna do that.
Yeah, Mike Azul.
Thank you
Yeah.
for hanging out with like a pretty chill hangout tonight.
Totally.
And I
Chill
think
hangout.
but you know, I did not expect to get all these takeaways. So
Right?
I think what we got is like I would say guiding principles
Yeah.
of where we're headed. So we'll keep some of these in mind. And now we really have the last pieces. The last time we were in a chat, we talked about the rooms. So there was like a patio with umbrellas,
Yeah.
a kitchen, a back alley, and then like a basement sewer area. Elements of how the actual game will run.
Yeah.
I think we can
Because
play.
I think last time we were sort of focused on the rooms that you would be in.
Right.
But this was like a good one of like, what elements are you collecting or what are you doing throughout the entire thing, which I feel like is great.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm excited because I think we have our next thing at $40 million for Casa Bonita, by the way.
I love that. And they said they were so particular about things that they said, you know, the building is pink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's its whole thing. But it had like an original sort of bubblegum pink. And they said we had like 17 different things of pink paint that we were matching from, like until we got the right one. I was like, that's good. That's good. And they hired a good chef. Like it was sort of a renowned Denver chef. And part of the $40 million is they paid all of their employees during COVID.
Yeah.
They said, if you go and you take classes or you volunteer at food, kitchens or whatever like that, or like, things like that, we will pay you your normal salary if you go and volunteer during that time, and paid their health care and all that stuff. So I thought that was really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just cool that they
That's
did
why,
this. It seems so like so random and like
It's one of those things where like it could have easily gone away and just been a thing that we remembered, right? As
Right.
kids. And like a weird thing that was something, And now but like only people who were weird, like, the South, like Trey Parker, right? And Matt Stone would do something like this and restore something and do it so lovingly and thoughtfully as just a weird thing in our lives that it feels like one of those things where you go like, God, it's cool when rich people do fun things like that with their money as opposed to just like hoarding it.
well, it's hilarious that it's so selective though. Like why is it so selective? Is it that popular?
I mean, when we went, they said, show up within 15 minutes of your time or we're canceling your thing. Like, or like that's how popular it was. And when we showed up, they were like, who's here at 5:45? And we were like, us. And we went in and showed them our thing and we got like done in. And you have to buy like a full meal for every person in your
Yeah.
party. And like you have to do it beforehand and pick what you want and everything. And then you
Wow.
just show up and you sort of give them the ticket and they're like, great, you're here. Your food's getting made. Like, and then you're brought in. It's like very slick the way that they do it now.
Wow.
And
I mean,
it was
it's
good.
it's crazy.
Mariachi bands walking around, same sort of thing with that.
It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. They spent $40 million to do that. I wonder how
Yeah.
long it would take them to get all of that back.
I mean, they're killing it, right? Like they started
Clearly.
to open up for lunch now, so they do a lunch thing so they could bring in more people. It was like good. I was like, good on them. You know, I love it when people do weird and different things, like and
I am
spend their money. That's how people
am
should be
a-
spending their money.
I am 100% with that. All right, good insights, good
Yeah.
show, and just chilling out and hanging out for the evening.
Totally.
Crokinole, I
Okay.
believe, the Canadian game. No, we're gonna get one of
Nice.
those for next time. And so, good things, fun tonight. You guys have a good one. Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace out. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mike.
Yeah,
And all.
and everybody.
Peace out. Oh, not that one. This one. Not that one.
Not that one.
This one.
either.
Oh, that was fun. I had
Yeah.
a good Jankos tonight. Oh, I'm still wearing
You're
Jankos.
still wearing Jankos. I love them.